Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and then sometimes tangent to other things. So, today I'm joined by Gustav the 13th,
Yep.
GamingEmblem. There we go. I finally got my
What's
directions.
up?
And GndmManiac.
Hello.
So, how was everybody's week? Who wants to go first?
We left Gustav. Let's do it.
Okay, there
It
we go.
was just lovely. To be honest, this is mostly just Thanksgiving stuff. The rest is pretty so. Trying to get in as many dailies as possible, which means every day and a little bit more Octopath in terms of like streaming stuff. Eventually, I'm gonna have to just finish that shit up. But like, I'm looking at that final boss fight, and I'm like, you know what?
It's super fun.
Let's take our time with this for a sec.
Face first. Gun in there, buddy. You got this. I count on you.
Any Black Friday spending?
Unfortunately, no.
I attempted. I'll tell you in a minute.
Wait, what does that mean?
I literally attempted to spend money, and the website's like, no, have it back.
Just what?
Dirty money.
Well, at least they're being like, hey, Magnum doesn't need to spend money. Give him back his money. Okay, here's your money.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, here we go. Time to yeet some money. And then they were like, nope, yeet back. And I was like, too bad it was
Jeff Bezos
credit
is like,
anyway.
nah, man.
Well, see, it would have been to Amazon, but they don't take PayPal.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't.
They have their own thing now for stuff.
Mhm.
In fact, sometimes I have to use that for fucking Twitch because now it's a little bit tougher to do it through PayPal for some reason.
Really, that's weird.
Yeah, like it wasn't going through, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to set up the Amazon Pay. How mysterious.
Yeah.
And they also run this site.
pushing their own pay system. Oh,
But
it's probably more user error, but then for now that's my theory.
I support Gustav's theory.
Yeah. But Emblem, how was your week?
Cross rays.
Oh yeah, never mind. It's all right.
So
I knew that answer.
So, which port did you get? Did you get the PC one?
I got PC.
Yeah.
My week consisted of eating turkey. Like I had to stop to eat turkey for a few minutes with these people that were in the same building as me for a few minutes on Thursday for some reason. But then I just got back to playing more Cross Rays. I think I did like 3 or 4 12-hour streams since Cross Ray just dropped. So it's pretty good. A very fun game. I like it a lot.
What was it? I got home from night maintenance. It's like around 6:30 in the morning, and I'm looking on there and I'm seeing like, oh wow, Emblem's live, and I click in. And it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do one more stage, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Several hours.
wait a minute.
What do you mean one more stage? That just means like another quarter of your day.
I've seen this before.
Those missions take 2.5 to 4 hours. What are you doing?
But yeah,
that was like me grinding in Wars. It's just like, man, you know what that means? This is just going to be my entire play session.
Pretty much.
But it has
last night's stream was Seed Destiny Final Mission, and that was the entire stream, and I was still over by like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. 5-hour stage, man.
Yeah, you want to talk about content though.
Wow, that's
you're
pretty
right.
intense. 5 hours?
You're about to say something.
For real though? 5 hours?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I read all the non-voice character dialogue. I watch I watch most of the attack animations on the friendly turn, and sometimes attack animations on enemy turn. So like I'm like literally cutting nothing. Oh, I cut like very minimal stuff out of the game. It's the ultimate viewing experience. www.twitch.tv/GamingEmblem. All your crossway needs right here. We watch animations.
But
my poor computer.
It has what? Wing, IBO.
It has all the stuff
Seed.
that got released in the West, essentially. It's all the popular Western releases. So Wing, Seed, IBO, and 00.
That might be how I digest 00, because I've started it, but I've never finished 00.
Oh.
And it has a lot, and I mean a lot of side stories too. Like I was
Yeah,
surprised.
they had to flush it out somehow.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, how are you gonna flush it out? Seed side stories, 00 side stories, dual wing unit. Okay, okay. Which means that we,
G-Unit?
G unit's great because that means we get what was Flatter's Gundam called? Hydra Gundam. That thing's a beast.
Oh, that's for fucking G Unit?
Yeah,
Bro, because I
Hydra
remember
Gundam.
that from fucking Battle Assault.
Yeah, that is from a Wing series. That's
Let's
why.
go.
That is why Valder, is that his name?
Yeah.
That's why he talks
Red
to
hair or whatever.
Miliardo.
Oh,
That's
my
why he
body.
talks to Miliardo during the Street campaign,
Okay.
because they're both from Wing.
Right, because he was
Right.
also like the quote unquote secret boss in the first,
Yeah,
and he was like
yeah.
a regular thing in the second.
yeah, and he basically what was it? Dual unit, gene unit, whatever. So essentially, like some sort of offshoot of Oz still was around,
Mhm.
and that's what he took care of. And so then you had the Hyperion Gundam. I think that's what it is. Hyperion Gundam from G Unit. I can't remember off the top of my head, but Hydra and Hyperion, I think. Anyway, oh, that would actually make sense now thinking about that. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Like G Unit's fucking story conventions are a lot more typical when it comes to like not even like regular robot, but like super robot shit in general.
Yeah.
Like their character dynamics and all that. But it looks interesting from what I saw in the demo.
I read the manga, and the manga is pretty good. So
Yeah, I was just seeing that. I went ahead and looked it up. I might have to check that out. Pretty good. That'd be something to. I've been needing something else to read. Actually, a friend of mine told me about the Robotech manga that I've been reading.
Robotech.
Comic book or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's comic book
Comic
technically.
book.
I guess it's technically comic book. Is that what? I don't know. One of them.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well,
I'm reading it.
I mean,
a
if it's
thing to read.
Robotech, then I guess it's comic book.
comic book
I was gonna
because it's
say,
US.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's comic book. My bad.
And it's not even in like an anime kind of form anymore, because it's like now drawn like a Western style.
Really?
pretty
Like
much.
it's not even the
Yeah.
same art style.
No.
Interesting.
No, it is
Yikes.
not. It is nowhere close to being.
Is it like
anywhere
Archie
towards
Comics level shit?
It's like it looks like one of. Okay, I wish I could find the picture real quick, but it's like
Did they go full
Halo.
Dark Horse with it?
Like it looks like you're running into like ODSTs and like Halo Spartan.
That's fucking weird.
Like,
Mhm.
Kind of neat.
and I'm like, what? I'm like, are you looking at like a Halo comic book? He's like, no, this is Robotech, and I'm like, what?
Oh, that's another thing. Reach came out. Speaking of Halo,
Yeah.
Oh
Reach came out
yeah,
today.
yeah.
I actually
I-
want to hit that up soon.
I'm
One of
gonna.
those is
Well, I
kinda
can't
exciting.
stream it because of my poor PC.
I was gonna say my PC might melt, but I want to see it.
It's actually not that
poor
bad.
thing.
I don't think.
I don't
There's a-
think I'll be able to stream it. That's the thing. I'll be able to run it, but I don't think I'll be able to stream the poor thing. My poor PC was chugging when I tried to stream Crossrays.
Oh, really? Damn, dude. I'm gonna try though, because I was able to do Planet Side 2 and stuff after a couple like tweaks, so it should be doable.
Yeah, because I'm running on, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm running on second generation Intel processors.
Oh, I mean, I got like an ancient AM3 Plus processor in this thing. Like this board is old as fuck.
I'm pretty sure
it's a
your
bit
board
old.
is newer than mine.
Wait, no,
And
no.
what
AM3
what
Plus.
is your
No, it's not bad.
board? Is your board as new as when Windows 7 first dropped? Because that's how old my PC is.
It might
It
actually
is
be
from
close to that.
2009. This poor puppy is from 2009. Actually, more like 2010, 2011. But
Back when like having
Sorry,
two
what the
USB 3 ports was like a big deal.
this thing doesn't even have USB 3.
I mean, that's what
This
that's what
doesn't
that
have
is over there.
USB 3. This doesn't have HDMI. This doesn't have, like, I had to throw a graphics card in there, and I had to. This thing only maxes out at 16 gigs of RAM. Not 32, not 64, 16.
Oof.
16 gigs of RAM, of DDR3 RAM to be exact.
That's a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still a
DDR4.
I'm still a DDR3 because of my chipset, but like oof.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, do you have the 8350 processor, or which processor do you have?
Me?
Gustav.
Gustav.
Oh my god, I forget. It might be the 8350 just because that was like
That's
one
like
of
the
the better ones that was
go-to.
compatible.
It's a computer.
Bulldozer ass fucking processor or whatever.
Yeah,
Yours is
that's
stronger than
pretty much the
mine.
AM3 Plus. That's what I got over there in that thing, and it's pretty good. It's solid. I might. No, wait. I don't think I have the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 8350. I have to go look.
These fucking AIs are like dancing at me. Get out of
But
here.
the not too bad. But yeah, I know the feel. That thing's 10 years old at this point.
Yeah, I think this is
So,
like
and
getting
then this is
12.
4 years old. So
Yeah, I
we're
need
getting there,
to.
or 6 now. I don't know. Time passes
Stay
by.
tuned when we start trying to do pimp my rig.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, see, I actually was looking at. Let me see if I can find a link here, because I was actually looking at some nice, not expensive towers, but like newer than a second generation Intel.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Like-
definitely need an upgrade.
like I'm tempted to get a cheaper like pre-made and then just like
Um,
gut it with some of the stuff I already got.
I
But
was
then-
thinking about switching over to AMD because their processors tend to be cheaper anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're
And,
starting to catch up with Intel from what I heard too.
Yeah, they are. I was
That's because they're struggling against AMD right now. Like
yeah, the
performance
AMD
wise, they're
has
getting their
actually
asses
gotten.
whooped.
Well, the difference between AMD and Intel focuses more on threads, while AMD focuses more on like actual cores. So, I mean, they're both just as important, just one's focusing on more than the other. So you may have more cores in an AMD processor, but you'll probably have more threads in an Intel processor. Cores and threads are two different things, even though they help each other out, type of deal. It gets really confusing.
I mean, the main thing is just like what kind of processes you're trying to do. That's the other thing.
And honestly, I was gonna get myself a nice little gaming rig. Really, I mean, the thing is, it's going to be coming with 8 gigs of RAM, which I believe can upgrade to 32. I think either
Mhm.
16 or 32 gig. It's going to come with a 1 terabyte hard drive. I might just switch that out to a 2 terabyte solid state.
Solid state's
But
nice. Would
honestly,
recommend.
Yes.
Honestly, I really want to get this. It's only $555.
What are those other drives that you just put like directly into the board? I forget what those
Oh,
are.
M.2.
M.2, yeah.
M.2.
Like a lot of starter
NVMe,
sets tend to
yeah.
come with those.
Yep. I don't think this. I think this computer is new enough to have M.2 support. I would have to look at the.
I think they still have on Amazon $50. It's like $54 for a 500 gigabyte SSD.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
like SSDs are starting to get pretty cheap now.
It's kind of crazy
Yeah.
that they had a bunch of NAS drives on sale too. I was like,
Oh my
why?
gosh.
But
So
Yeah, NAS and hybrid drives.
So, what is considered the newest Ryzen 5? Was that the 2400 series, or was that a different one? Or
I'm
is
actually
that the
not super sure.
2600?
I don't know.
I think it's.
I always have to get re-caught up on stuff when I'm building.
I mean,
a
like
new
what? We're on
PC.
7 now. I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
yeah, Ryzen 7. Yeah, that's right. But I think this thing should be strong enough to run a flipping capture card. That's really all I'm looking for, is something to work, just to work this little puppy right here that I bought but I cannot use.
Yeah, like I'd love to actually graduate to the Elgato from the Evermedia that I got right now. Just hook
How
it
you
up
like
once
it?
in a new board or decent. Okay, so who hasn't gone yet in terms
Oh
of
yeah,
their day?
yeah.
Maniac.
Maniac, go.
That's a nice little
What?
tangent.
Oh,
Well, how was your week?
How was my week? Thanksgiving was not a disaster at Cracker Barrel, thank God. It was a hell of a lot better than from what I understand. They sold a
Are you
hell
in
of
the
a
dish
lot of
tank
food.
still?
Oh, I lucked out. I was doing night maintenance. I came in and surprisingly the dish room was like almost spotless for how busy we get on that on Thanksgiving. I kind of looked over and I'm like, so were we that busy or did we just die? And they were like, uh it slowed down pretty hard. And I'm like, ah, that explains it. Because the dish room was clean. There is no way the dish room is clean on flipping Thanksgiving like that. No, it was a slow Thanksgiving, thank God. So the floors weren't too bad. So we actually managed to get the store cleaned up within I want to say 6 out of our 8 hours given. So that was actually pretty good. We were ahead by 2 hours. It helped having 2 people on night maintenance. But yeah, that was essentially my Thanksgiving. Also, I managed to see some relatives before I went to work, so that was
That's
nice.
good.
But and then pretty much my week, well, one of the most celebratory things is I got over it. Woo!
Hey.
You actually finished it.
Yeah. Like,
oh my gosh.
just did this play session too. So I started on Orange Hell, and then I got up, and then and here's why I told you it was the horror game. It was actually a horror game, guys, because you know what? They had 2 jump scares. There was like a bell dinging, and then when you get up there, there's a bunch of bats that just spring out at you, and then so if you flinch, you just and fling yourself off.
Gosh.
But so then I made it over that somehow, and then then pretty much after that it's like a part where it's just you're safe. It's just really hard stuff to do. Like it's like this impossible steep cliff like this that you gotta like do a little jump thing to get on, right? And then it starts the snow stuff, and which is still kind of just hard stuff to do, but you can't really fall off. And then from there I kind of just got to the end. But the other jump scare, I was like, oh look, a snowman. We're gonna get into Christmas stuff. Woohoo! And then all of a sudden, a little shiny present lands on the ground, just kind of floats down to the ground. And I'm like, oh, it's a shiny present. Let's go over there. And then I was like, I'm gonna touch it. Boom! Bats explode out of it and jump at you. And I'm just like, really, really? But yeah.
There's like flat towards the monitor.
So yeah, they fly towards the monitor. It just like covers the whole screen. So yeah, that.
Nice.
Told you that was my horror game. I finally finished my horror game. There we go.
You play Nancy Drew.
There we go. But other than that, let's see. Black Friday stuff. Tried to buy things, and they yeeted my money back at me. Because they ran out of stock. And then also another thing that ran out of stock that also had a mistake. The Steam controller. I don't know if anybody else tried to get one of those, but they were down to
They still
$5.
make those?
Yeah, well, no, they don't make them anymore. That's the thing.
No.
So they were just
Oh,
getting rid of
okay.
them for like $5 each, and I was gonna buy one and then probably resell it. Like the Steam Link right now is going for what, like $60 to $80 right now.
Is the price actually really like gonna increase on the controllers though?
I mean, you probably could just sell it back to somebody for $50 in like 3 months.
Hmm.
Like that's the thing, because they don't make them anymore. So now it's a
Right.
collector's item essentially.
Like
like
depending on how many people just maintain them.
Yeah. So like I said, the Steam Link's going for like $60 right now, and it was down to like $250 when they were just handing them out. So I figured it would do the same thing as the Steam Link. But a friend of mine got his. He actually got his today.
That's
Nice.
good.
But I ended up getting an email, and I was like, what? And then I see another one. I'm like, what? Okay, so I guess I got nothing from this. But I was gonna get a gaming chair kind of thing, and then just pretty much rotate this, and then boom, have a green screen type setup
Ah.
is what I'm gonna go for. We'll see if that actually works. But so far no,
I'll miss your paisley
because
curtain.
Huh?
I'll miss your paisley curtains.
Oh yeah. Well, the other thing too is then like all the light during a very sunny day, like depending on the time of the year, there's just so much sun that comes in the mornings. Like there was one time that I didn't really even notice how bad it was, and I was just recording like a Path of Exile video or something. And by the time I'm done, I'm like, okay, time to edit through this. And as I was editing, I just saw the sun like just invade the entire thing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to
Oh, no.
refilm this entire section because it was just like you just saw nothing but this white light that completely consumed the camera. So I
Were
was
you
just
like a shadowy figure during that part?
I mean, it
though?
was just like I
Did you-
was barely coming through. It just looked like just the sun was deleting my entire living room.
Because I mean, if the light's so strong, you're just kind of like in the middle of it. Like I was kind of hoping it'd be like, you ever seen those effects where it's like a bright light behind somebody, and
Yeah.
they just kind of like are kind of like shadowy overcast.
Yeah.
It's like this feature, you know, is E.G. Magnum, but it's also guest appearing the mysterious like PoE player. Like when the sun is in the right spot, Magnum transforms into the mysterious PoE man. No one actually knows his true appearance. He's just a shadowy figure. Totally not the culprit from Detective Conan.
See, see, that would be cool, but it was more like just kind of like the Maniac's
You
wall
really just
back
couldn't see it.
there is just like the
Mhm.
entire camera was just this bright white,
Nice.
and so yeah, it was pretty bad. So I was just like, oh well, I'll refilm that. Why not? And
Sounds bad. Okay.
but yeah, what else? What else? Anything else? Oh yeah, today, well, last night I laid down. I was like, what's that noise? Walked through the house, tracked it down to the basement,
Mm.
and a leaky pipe.
Mm.
Hey.
And so today I tried to fix it, and it's still leaking. So we're gonna, instead of just doing a simple cut and then connect it, it didn't fully go in on one side. So it was just like, okay, cool, it didn't seal. So oh well, so we'll have to cut out a chunk and then just put in 2 of those connectors and just fix it like that with a quick copper pipe real quick. So that's gonna be tomorrow. But man, not gonna lie though, I hate that it was the cold water that was leaking because ooh, I was just drenched. Like it was pretty bad. Not gonna lie. I was like, I was needing a shower. I did not want the coldest shower ever. But okay, this will work.
Yeah, messing around with water stuff kind of sucks when you get completely soaked.
But then
At least it wasn't for the sink, because then you got to deal with like the garbage disposal leaking and all that shit.
oh, well,
But that's
I don't have a garbage disposal, so have fun with that. My garbage disposal is laying down in there right now. That's where all my food goes. My scraps go to my dog.
okay. Beat me to it. I was gonna say he's referring to his dog,
But
not the prisoner he has tied up in his.
You're eat up, buddy. Like, oh god.
oh god.
all of Magnum's failed new types are his garbage disposal. Your stats weren't good enough. I'll feed you the scraps until you die.
Oh man, that is
Watch
awful.
watch Downtime in the Hangar like episode 2 to get that reference.
This is man, that's dark.
Christ, how horrifying.
What are these guys doing?
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah. The new suit. Did anybody get it?
I did. I'm playing it right now.
I wish I had it.
I got a Striker Kai. Does that count?
Actually, I did too in that 10
Hey.
spin.
By the way, oh
Thing's
yeah.
so
I
nice.
think I asked you this though, but what do you think of it though?
Oh, let's hold on. I'm sorry. I was more just messing around. Let's not talk about another suit.
Okay, fair enough.
How's the Type D? Sorry, I'm not trying to actively derail the conversation.
But also the Striker Kai, though.
No. This is the icon in the middle of all of our screens when I'm not playing.
I was gonna say mine's blocked,
Cross
so
race.
that is a count.
When I'm not playing Cross Race, is the gun cannon Type D. So,
But yeah, the
Well, it's called the heavy type D.
Okay,
Pushes
yeah.
up glasses.
Actually,
well, actually,
Well, actually.
Yeah, we shorthanded it. You know,
but so yeah,
type
so
D gives the
far.
D.
Well, I mean, what do you think of it, Gustav, as far as just actually playing it?
I feel like I'm surprised that they actually went this route with the suit. Like, we've had something kind of similar with the assault GM cannon. So you're rocking a bazooka, you still have your shoulder cannons. You also have a shield, which is pretty nice. But on top of that, you have, I think, explosive reactive and maneuver armor,
Including a combo
balancers,
controller.
and a combo controller. So it's like you don't roll, but you have so many other things compensate that it really doesn't matter.
I'm surprised there's no forced injectors.
Just yeah, like look
Yeah.
at the legs look like Hymo legs. But I mean,
Is it
I
still
would
the
assume it's
standard melee set, like Bamf kick or Sparta kick, and
yeah,
like
man,
punches
fucking
and
roundhouse
stuff?
and
Nice.
And 2 melees
Have
though.
you done a
That's the crazy
roundhouse
part.
into a Sparta kick before? Oh my god, I don't know.
dude,
I don't know if I'm ready.
I'm doing fucking double roundhouses and like alternating, so it's like one leg, two leg, like
Yeah.
it's fucking.
A roundhouse into a downswing. Oof. Oof.
Is
People
the
are
D
doing
stand
like
for
neutrals into
Jean-Claude Van
sides
Damme?
just because they like stay in the same position, and it's actually like pretty fast. It's not bad.
I might have to roll for that tomorrow, right before the.
And I've been trying to do
Banner.
single rolls because I got the level 2.
Mhm.
No, or did I get the level 1? I got the level 1, but not the level 2. Because this goes from 400 to 450, which is also pretty interesting.
Which
I got
means
'em
our
also.
450s are getting pretty flushed out now.
Yeah, 400 is starting to get there, but like they're gonna be trailing.
Yeah.
The interesting thing though is
I still don't
it's still
understand what that
slow
quote
enough.
is, by the way.
Hmm?
The quote on the banner, what is that from?
South American gunpowder is
Gunpowder's
the
the only gunpowder. Is that from like?
That has to
Does-
be from the game where the slave race came from.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was about to say.
that
Is
would
that, is
probably
that from
be
the Slave Wraith crew?
Yeah, so that would probably be from the game was it 0081? Is that where it came from?
Which is weird because apparently these debuted, at least like story wise, they were in the African front. They weren't in South America. Oh, was that
I
just
figured
somewhere
were
that they?
What?
I just
What
figured
was
they were
it?
pandering their audience.
Oh.
No,
Gotta appeal to those South American players.
Oh, they got all South American players say,
Our-
"Fuck yeah, I
Our
want to type
fellow
D."
Wi-Fi warriors. Oh boy,
Oh man.
I hate to say it, but like South American players get a really bad rap in a lot of other online games because of their connections. It's like they're just trying to get in there, leave them alone.
yeah.
Ja, ja, ja.
Mordes #1.
That's all I gotta say about that.
God, I remember that shit. Fucking in one of our Spanish classes in high school, we had a girl that was like ja ja ja, and she was like entirely serious.
Oh, I
I
know.
used to roast
I
her
bet she
so
was.
bad.
When I used to play Five for fun, it happened all the time. But anyway, yeah, but type gunpowder. It's South American gunpowder. Yeah, am I right, boys?
That's the only gunpowder.
what's the speed on the Type D?
Actually,
He's
I'm
pretty
in
fast.
I'm in practice.
That's a
Let me
good
go look
question.
at the stats.
I mean, I think he's faster
Well, he's
than
looking
the
at
gun
the stat
cannon.
line. Was
I'm,
what was the pilot like? Melvin Marvin was he from South? Was he from South America or is he from Australia?
No, he wasn't from White Dingo. He had to have been with the slave race crew.
I thought the Type D was on White Dingo as well, or was it both?
No. Well,
no,
they,
those are two
they,
different
they were
suits.
two different suits.
Oh, okay.
Because the White
I'm
Dingo
mixing it up, but
the White
good.
Dingo gun cannon was
Is an
its
MP.
own thing. Yeah, it's an MP unit.
Well, I guess
the
White,
White
Dingo
Dingo was
aside,
with.
then, like, what would the character that piloted the Type D be?
He would have been with the slave race crew.
Well, no,
Yeah.
like nationality.
Was
Oh, nationality? I have no idea.
I don't know.
I haven't looked
Gotcha.
into
we
it.
can look it up real quick because it's one of the guys in the Slave Wraith crew. But for the 400 level 1, its baseline thrusters is 50 and its movement speed is 110.
110 movement speed. That's not bad. It's faster than.
A speeding bullet.
Faster than the GOG.
Yeah, I
It's
was gonna
faster than a
say.
GOG.
I 'cause I
So
was
its
kinda
thrust is
going off the
lower
GOG.
than the gun cannon too, but its movement speed is like slightly higher in that respect. And it's entirely faster than the level 2 gun cannon baseline. Because that's 9550. So like movement speed is running circles around this fucking thing.
So
Didn't kill a GOG.
no.
Rip.
Yes.
Worst suit in the game. Moving on.
It
All right,
would
what was
decimate
our viewer
the
topic?
GOG.
Hey man, I've come up to one. That's what I was about
Well,
to use as an
GOGs
example.
are trash.
Hey, not
Hey,
the sumo GOG.
If you see a GOG in a diaper, you run the other way, okay?
Not the diaper GOG.
Oh!
That's gonna be a new type designation, diaper type.
I got clapped to death by a giant man baby.
This big hobbly egg baby just came and slapped
Oh
my
my
ass.
gosh.
Clapped my cheeks. It was awful.
But yeah, like the cannon doesn't stagger, the bazooka doesn't stagger. So it's just like
You just alternate them until it happens.
I just walk up and I'm just like rockets, smack, 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 dead or close
Smack,
to dead.
smack.
But it's I don't know. Like it seems kind of interesting. Like it is definitely literally a support that is a general type.
Faux show. With
Which-
maneuver armor.
With maneuver.
What's actually here's a good question. What's the damage on its rocket and cannons?
I believe the rocket is supposed to be the same one as the space type's rocket.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks
Um,
the rocket bazooka is actually it looks like it's based off the one from the FB, but by itself it's 1400 power, range is 350, and then the ammo is at 8.
So you have 8 rounds traveling at what? How far?
350.
350 range.
What's
And then
the
that takes up by 70 for the power and by 5 for the range to level 2.
That's not too shabby, especially on a general.
yeah, that's pretty good. What about the cannon?
Cannon is 850 per and then 450 range.
Wasn't it supposed to be just normal gun cannon cannons?
I think it is the same shoulder
Yeah.
cannons.
I think they
Like
are.
if I look at the MP, oh no, those are different because those are
No, the
telescopic.
MPT is different.
Yeah, base 240 millimeter cannon. What does it actually say for the D? Shoulder cannon. Is this a different designation?
Are they different range and damage?
Actually, it hits harder than damn.
It's harder
Yeah,
than damn.
850.
Confirmed.
So the level 2 gun cannon with the 240 millimeter cannons is only 735.
Yeah, but the normal gun cannon, your the cannons are.
It also
supposed
has
to
like
be,
100 plus. It also has like 100 more range though.
Well, and then two, it's
Right.
just supposed to be a setup for the beam. So that's the other thing. So you still have more burst coming out of it, but the Type D, you can definitely. So it's got the skill to where you can melee out of a boost, right?
Yeah, it's got the balancer or
Yeah.
whatever.
So you can cannon melee and then bazooka, then melee, then cannon, then you can just alternate that back and forth all day.
And if you feel like being sassy, you can just whip in those head-mounted Vulcans and the grenade too.
And actually, does
Oh,
the
yeah, it has
wait?
the
It does have the
grenade.
grenade.
Yep.
Yeah, grenade E
Oh,
enhanced.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same grenade for the normal gun cannon.
Does the bazooka take longer than the cannons to ready up?
From what I've noticed on streams, they're about the
What kind of
same
bazooka
time.
is it?
It's a unique bazooka based off. It's the same one that the
Oh.
FB uses.
Oh, really? It's a folding bazooka?
No, not the
No. The fellow
other one.
booster.
the fellow
Oh,
booster.
okay.
That'd be cool if it was the fold.
I was like,
That'd be fucking dope if
Okay.
it could whip out the fold. Like, damn, dude.
No
Okay.
big deal. But
Just this big ass bazooka on his shoulder.
So if it does take more time to ready up the bazooka, but you could then bazooka and melee, then just swap to cannon, like dash back, cannon somebody, dash forward and melee, and then Sparta kick.
Yeah,
So like do 2 side melees to keep the stun going, or like 2, like neutral side, then dash back cannon, then go for the knockdown. Yeah, on a raid, you could really mess a raid up if you get that first stagger with the bazooka.
not to mention if they're really close, you can just go to your head Vulcans and then just grind them out that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Can
that's
knock them out.
I kind of want to get it now.
yeah. It sounds pretty cool actually.
A balancer with maneuver armor and a combo controller.
I mean, just because you can do the roundhouse to a Sparta kick, that's my selling point to get me to go for it.
Mhm.
Yep.
I've been beaten up by those. Is it sad if I'm like an Ifrit knocked running around in the back and then like a general type gun cannon spots me? Like, what the heck?
Like, the fuck are you doing back here, smack?
It's like, oh, don't worry about me. Grabs out double kunai,
It
running
also
around.
has
Don't worry about
Enhanced
me.
Tackle 3 and Shield Tackle.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because it has that kind of attack.
Yep, has the
kind of
shield and has the ground type shield. And why the hell does it have it? See, I'm a little confused by this. Does the enhanced tackle and the shield tackle stack?
I think so.
I think so.
Believe
Yeah.
they do.
Well, the bigger thing about Enhanced Tackle is that it also gives you the extra distance.
Right. But I
And
was
so
thinking,
because this is level 3, it gives you plus 10%.
But they should
Distance
stack
coverage.
while you have the shield, and then if your shield
Yeah,
gets destroyed,
that's
then
the thing.
it's
So
gone.
like it'll stack, and the shield gets blown, then you're just dealing with your enhanced.
because I was thinking about that, I'm thinking like, why would they make it stack?
Actually, I
was
kind of want to like go back into practice and see how much that chunks then.
Because I'm having a feeling that it actually doesn't, but it feels weird that it wouldn't.
It should. I would hope it would. I mean,
If anything, it just gives it a little bit more potency for counters since it's a little bit slower than your average general,
Mhm.
but still
I kinda
faster than a
confident they
cannon.
do stack, but I'm pretty sure they do. They would have shown them separately if they didn't.
yeah.
This is just a bug.
I mean, if it's, I mean, we could test it in a 1v1 sometime.
Just like hit once and then blow the shield, hit again.
Yeah.
Right.
So with the shield in it, that was like 1900 on a Gundam.
Wow, that's
Wow.
That's
Okay.
pretty
Yeah,
nice.
1964.
That has to have stacked then, because I mean, enhanced tackle would probably,
Let's try to do this on a raid. Where are you at?
because enhanced
Prototype.
tackle wouldn't be that much by itself. and
25,
shield
23 on a prototype.
tackle- Yeah,
Fuck.
it has to stack then.
that is
bitch,
insane.
that's
like-
a whole ass downswing on a fucking.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you
Don't
can't.
make these things mad. They just kind of charge at you and fuck your shit.
For real though, like you get that one counter when you're in the middle of the enemy team, and you got somebody waiting behind you to shoot you. You just tackle again just to hit their teammate one more time with that tackle, and you kill their teammate at the same time.
Imagine like 3 of
ow.
these tackling at the same time.
Oh my gosh, guys! New strat. We pick an entire team of those,
Rush tackles.
and then just go tackle one dude. 10k
Bait out
damage
the
on a raid.
tackles. You
It's gonna
bait
be
out the
probably
tackles
down
and
this
then
afterward.
tackle.
We can't counter tackle them.
Well, that's the interesting thing too, because like this thing in terms of what it can do on knockdown, you're either going to your weapons or doing that tackle because most of its melee will whiff after that. But that's a pretty decent follow-up. Like if you know you're in range to like finish them off, depending on like the type, you can just tackle them on the ground.
But yeah, so far I haven't really found it too scary when I find it in a game though. I wonder. I haven't seen it put up big numbers though, damage wise.
No, because I think it's
And at the end of the day, it's still a general and it's just
Yeah.
butting heads with other generals.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you have a Unit 4 on the field while that thing is on the field, the Unit 4 is going to outdamage it easily.
The Unit 4 also takes like a really interesting approach towards it because it still has to treat it pacing wise like a support.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it has a spot at maybe 400 cost, but 450, I think it might at least get outmaneuvered from a lot of the other general types.
I have taken it into 450 with my 400. It's pretty interesting to do. The Alexes are a little troublesome. Everything else is pretty much the same though.
Alex OP.
Well, the Alex is pretty tough tier in terms of stats and.
If anything, I just go out of my way to
Yeah.
bully those because it's like, first of all, how dare you be running the shit that I run all the time?
Second
of all, don't you be fucking up my baby. I'm the only one that can fucking.
and
So
then
I'll
they're
body
running,
the shit out of them.
and then they're running around with the bazooka, and you're just like, how dare you run around with the bazooka on
You
an Alex?
blue Zika scum. Disgusting.
Pulls out
Get
beam
out of my
rifle,
match.
does like over 10,000 damage with a beam rifle instead of the flipping Zook. Oh my gosh, I still don't understand why people still use the Zook on the Alex.
Because it's just the meta.
Like,
It's a little bit more easy to understand, and you're not having to like either panic shoot for the consecutives or like wait for the charge.
Well, here's the thing, though. Wouldn't you agree that the Alex's beam rifle is more efficient than the bazooka that it has?
I mean, it's also more versatile
Yeah.
because it has good heat
Yeah.
efficiency.
Right.
Yeah, I was surprised to learn how good the heat efficiency on that thing was. I was like, whoa, this thing is a
Yeah.
beast.
I
Woe
remember.
unto anyone when I get that level 2 and can run that shit in 500s.
Oh, level 2 Alex pulls some weight. Now, granted, I only have the level 2 on my JP account.
I've had like the level 1 since that banner, and I've never got the 2. Oh, my thirst for that.
You got exactly what you need, man.
I mean, I've run it in unrestricted, and we've done pretty well. So
I've seen people run 450 still in unrestricted and do okay.
I mean,
Which
depending
is
on the
weird.
suit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that used to be what I had to use there for a while in unrestricted.
I remember, I don't know why, but when the 450 Efreet Noct dropped, when it originally dropped, people took them out in unrestricted. I'm like, what are you doing? You have GPs running around.
The real MVPs.
I don't think a Noct can stand up against a GP like that.
I was gonna say, unless you want to experience what every other strike player actually experiences, then like, go ahead. All the wonderful flourishes you could ever have, and none of the damage.
Perfect.
You'll look like a badass strafing around someone, only for them to not die and hit you once and be and you're just dead.
Right.
Your only saving grace is that maybe if you don't get stunned to death, that you can get away.
That's if you have enough thrust at the end.
I was gonna say, and like most other suits at that cost are as fast, if not faster, than you anyway.
Right. Oh, what was it? It was I think like my last stream that I had when I was playing Battle Op. I actually ran around with my 450 Noct, and I pretty much carried them just hiding. I went out and I had my dual cool blades, and I was just like, Beyblade spin, and just
Spin to win. Just all day.
Beyblade.
Let it rip, man.
But yeah, no, the cold blades, especially the dual cold blades, they dish out a lot of damage.
That definitely got me like extra interested in that suit when they busted those. I was like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
An entirely new weapon set that's actually more, well, I wouldn't say automatically more powerful, but a lot more just.
The single cold blade can chunk too.
Yeah, it can.
It's also more compact, which makes it safer to run.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not
Less,
like
less
Beyblading your
like
entire
splash
team.
damage too. Yeah.
So you get because of the angle on the single blade, you can actually do some decent reaches around some of your
The
guys.
downswing has a very good reach too. Like you take a pretty big step forward when you do the downswing too.
It's got some baffling reach, kind of like the Ifrit and its neutrals. Like it should never be that good because it's literally just flipping it up in front of itself. But it's like,
Man, I think the Nox neutral is like super short range though. I've missed some shots of people right in front of my face, and I was like, what?
Oh yeah, the dual
Well, the dual
blades
ones go this way.
yeah, just this little like compact cut in front. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
man, fucking reach, dude. I need you to
Right.
hit this man
Stop being
now
cute.
so we can win the win.
Go full pixie on him with every swing, bud.
There you go.
Could
But,
you
like,
imagine having a suit that has like both swings are essentially down swings, so like the neutral is just like the lunge forward, and then the fucking downswing is just the spin.
When you're a
Thing it does is
DS,
a
every
lunge.
swing's a down
Pure
swing.
thrust.
But I think it's very interesting though that they've got two melee weapons that completely change. Like, I mean, what is it? The GM Striker is kind of cool, but it doesn't really change how it's played too much because that, you still got some reach with it, and that's about it. And doesn't it knock down though on hit the scythe version of it?
The
or
scythe
whatever?
is hard
Scythe,
stagger.
Scythe does knee stagger.
Oh, knee
yeah.
stagger. Okay.
Yeah.
Not for the striker.
Yeah.
Yeah. The spear does normal.
But also has
It's-
absurd reach on that downswing.
That is
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That downswing, like you could be a mile away from that thing, you'd
And just
still
a
get hit.
boop. It is the boop master right next to the hyper hammer.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking
Oh
of
yeah,
Hyper Hammer. Oh my gosh, this one time on stream, I just went like, yeah, I'm just gonna try and hit. I'm not gonna hit anything. I smack it. This guy boosts in front of my Hyper Hammer.
Oh,
Gets
no.
smacked on his head.
I defy your hammer.
Now, was it a teammate or a bad guy?
No, that was an opponent because all of a sudden I just see like, boop. I'm like, oh
This
no!
huge line of yellow just comes out of his bar. Like, well, I guess I didn't need that health.
And I noticed his head was gone. Like he was flashing and everything. I'm like, all right, cool. So I took out his head. Who's next?
Yep, got the alarm going. He's blind. Is just like, well,
Then I took out my main camera.
But
Amara says that.
Oh man, well played, well played. Sorry, did not have your back on that one, Emblem.
I lost my main camera.
it's not as badass as Ron Burrell, like pulling away like melted metal from his cockpit just so he could see.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
He's like, fuck this shit. I'm still in.
Just like pushes it out.
by the way, just like Double Zeta could have had some really, if they weren't going for that comedy kind of thing, like they could have had some really badass scenes with like just the open cockpit kind of stuff that they were doing.
Oh yeah.
But they had to go for the comedy route there for a
I mean,
while.
it's really swish, dog.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty swish.
So I mean, like it seemed very comedy in like the first run,
First
and then
half.
you get into the
And then
second half,
second
and it's
half
like,
is
Oh yeah, then it's
well,
like,
that's right. This is still Zeta. Look,
Yeah, no, like
Same
after
age
the
and I.
first half, I think after the first half, Tomino was like, "Oh yeah, I guess this."
Well, he's listening to the
comedy
theme
shtick
song. He's
isn't
like,
good."
shit, this isn't an anime. Okay.
well, the funny thing is, it's like they then try to do some comedy. Like they actually have funny stuff though when they're being serious, but then every now and then they'll have something kind of funny, and it's just like, I don't know.
I mean, that's typical Gundam. Like the first
Yeah.
series had some moments like that too.
So like they
Yep.
still kind of try to push it a little bit. Oh,
I
one
think it was a
thing-
lot more prominent just because it's like they went so hard in that direction for the first half.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anytime it
probably
came
it.
back up afterwards, it's just like, well, You already been doing that for a minute. Maybe just give it a rest.
We're here again. Waka waka.
Oh my gosh.
But the yeah, it. How do we get to the tangent on that one?
I have
I was trying to
no-
bring it back to something, and I was like, wait a minute.
Well, we're still
Melee,
talking about the suits.
strikers,
Oh yeah,
downswings.
that's right. So yeah, like the I kind of would like to see more suits get different weapons to like completely change their melee combat, specifically
Yeah.
raids.
That would be a good
Mhm.
excuse for like revival banners too.
You
Mhm.
know, Agu guy, right? Go ahead and get that in there.
I actually agree with you there, Gustav. It'd make the like revival banners a little bit more interesting if they kind of like change it up like that. That's a good
Yep.
take. I like that too.
Or like again, I mean, we've talked about it before, but like certain suits, just opening up the weapons that they can use in terms of like melee and stuff like that. Like the White Dingo GM has a pretty wide spread, but like giving some of his cousins access to some of those things.
When you say revival banner, you're talking kind of like the stuff that they did with like kind of right now with the full armor and Yogu cannon.
Yeah, like
Yeah, so like typically we do it for levels, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this would go a little bit further and be like, oh, they also have like new weapons, or like maybe specifically when they get buffed instead of it just being for the level. I feel like they do that in tandem though, because we did also
I
have
think it
buffs
do
with the
both.
new suits.
I mean, I was
So
expecting
they are following up a little bit, which is nice.
I was expecting a buff to the Agzaku, but the machine gun, because like
I really
because
want that.
I asked if the art was the same. I think
Mhm.
it wasn't when it got released, but that artwork when they released the level 3 was very much emphasizing the machine gun, and I was like, "Are we getting a buff?" kind of thing when I saw that artwork,
It didn't happen.
and then I looked at
I
the
think it had the
actual
machine
notes.
gun in the original art too, because like when the Axaku came out, the art was like the Axaku like was pretty much barrel first on some other guy with his machine gun. Um,
Oh,
So
okay.
it may just kind of been following up on that.
But
Because
like,
he was
One
pretty much
thing that I
speaking
would hope
with his
for
gun.
is that they would treat that gun more like a Gatling gun, like almost like the Alex's arm Gatling, but just
yeah.
with longer range. Like that would be nice.
Do you think they just need to make the Cold District's machine gun?
I mean,
Oh,
that's what I was kind of thinking.
that's what I'm saying though. Like I want it to be different from that, but like
Hmm.
so they would have the properties from the arm Gatling, but just in a gun and just have it be longer range. So it does have like a little bit of startup and a different pattern to it. Because like the Cold Districts is just like a straight line of like these massive bullets coming out of this tiny ass gun. Like it looks really aggressive.
I love the Cold Districts. It's probably one of my favorite generals to play
It's
for
a
sure.
fucking mean suit.
But yeah, the buffs. Speaking of buffs, Gyogu Cannon buff feels good. I like it. If I had that, I would probably throw that up on the screen. But
I was
I
gonna say, what are
tested
the
it out.
specifics in terms of the
So we
buff
got it.
itself?
You got 1,000 health, and
Mhm.
then the beam cannon itself got more range. So now it's 600 range,
Mm.
and then its area of the beam, whatever the accuracy, I think is the way it's worded. It's like accuracy or whatever, but improved hit detection to make it easier to hit. So I think that's
Yeah,
the
I saw
actual
that.
translator or something like that.
So it probably just expand the hitbox.
Yeah. So from what I tested, that's what I was gonna say though. From what I tested, I went ahead and went into a practice just to check it out, and just took it into an unrestricted just to see what I could do. And yeah, I was hitting a lot of shots. Some shots that I don't think I should have hit. So I
Might
feel
be a little
like
generous.
it's really good now in that sense. I still had really high damage, if not the highest damage in an actual game when I took it into a 450. So I don't know. I think it might have its spot now. Like that was my biggest complaint with it was the beam cannon. Just it was pretty much felt like the Akai to me. You know, you had to be very precise. Was very punishing. If you missed, you really felt that. And now it's like not too bad. I can deal. So,
I've definitely seen more of them since the drop, so hopefully it sticks. We need to see some more supports at those levels.
I'm glad the range increase though is there. So if you do want to play it as a backline sniper kind of thing for a bit, then it's got its
More
place
doable.
to kind of compete and counter snipe because I mean it's got a lot of damage. I mean you're hitting general types for like 5k, especially if you see a config just come out there. You're like, oh hey, here we go. We got a glass cannon, boys. Let's shatter this thing. And then you just like boom, 5,000 to 6,000 damage straight up.
Beam suits bully those things so bad, man.
Oh yeah. So you just hit it with that, swap to the bazooka, or pop it with the missiles a little bit, bazooka, and then melee it, and it's dead. Easy comp for kill.
So what's the average like scope in? Because I feel like they changed the range for the cannon and they didn't really change the scope. It's still like 5 times.
It does 3 times to 5 times. You zoom all the way in.
I mean, like, I forgot what the level of the high performance scope is on this. I've been just saying it seems like it's a little short.
Oh.
But like, yeah,
No,
I'm
that-
at the back end of my base, and from like the starter enemies over at point A, like I can still pin one of them.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
But yeah, the
Where are we at? Sorry
Oh.
about that.
we're talking about the buffs now to the
Okay.
Gyogu cannon. Kind of just the addition of the level 3s and stuff. So,
Okay.
but yeah, pretty much the buff to the shoulder cannon is where we're at, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm liking it so far. I can hit with it, so and it feels different. I mean, it was literally the first suit that I got out of a box when I first started playing. So
Really? Wow.
Was
Yeah.
it the... Oh, you mean like when you first started playing the game?
yeah, like day one, I got my first 3 tokens, threw that in for a random spin, and got the Gyogu cannon. And then was like, ooh, this is shiny, let's take it out with no parts at all, and get slaughtered horribly.
Never regretted it for a minute.
So it was other than that though, I've tried to play it for so long just because it was the first suit that I found, and it's just like I can never get into it. But I don't know, maybe now. I think now it's the time for me to play this thing.
I actually got the 550 variant of it, and that was like out of pure luck. Out of pure luck. I was aiming for the full armor. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take the 550 Gyogu cannon. I don't use it personally because I'm not really a Gyogu cannon guy, but I took it into a match, top damage, and I'm like, god damn it.
Was it out of a gold box?
I got it through spinning.
Yeah, but I mean like
So
gold box
it
through
was,
the spin.
It was yeah, fat uncle with a gold box.
Nice. Yeah, not to throw some salt, but I'm at like I know it's more than 140, but it could be over 150 boxes now without a single gold box.
Oh man.
Yeah, like it's getting
Oh no.
it's getting bad now at this point. Like I'm kind of
You-
like I mean I've gotten 3-star suits though, so it's not the worst, but not a gold box.
You want me to slide a card over your way?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to stay away from the whaling.
You better get I was gonna say you better get that donation button ready.
Slide that card right over.
I try to stay away from the whaling.
Whaling? What's that? All I hear about is get in your suit.
There you go. Seems legit.
It's not whaling. It's securing new weapons
Content.
and stuff.
Securing new content.
Now, seriously though,
There you go.
the full armor, I wanted the full armor. So I threw out an entire 10 spin at this because I wanted the
Mhm.
full armor level 3 as well. So I was like, yeah, I'll get something out of a 10 spin. So I did get a 3-star, but it was only out of a silver box. And it was the GndmManiac Commander.
Ooh.
So it's a good suit, but man, am I bad with that thing.
Still want that thing real bad.
I just played like, I mean, we still won because it's a good suit and I can do a lot of things with it. But man, I only had like 30,000 damage by the end of it. But
You know, it took me forever to get the 500 variant of that thing, and I got it like I think the time when I pulled that Gelgu cannon too. It was within those same spins. I was really surprised by that because I'm like, no game, you're not supposed to give me what I want. You're supposed to give me what I don't want.
But yeah, I might do some single spins though, just to try for the Type D for sure. But the
I've been trying single spins.
like if I get the full armor, I might play the full armor over the Jaeger. I had the level 3 full armor just because it's, and I might even play it over the Zeong in space too because I love the full armor in space. But the other thing too, by the way, about about my horrible skill with the commander type, Gelgu Marine. Pretty much that is that game. I need to clip that actually, or highlight or whatever, and post that up because that is a very good example of how to be really bad with the suit and just position yourself to help your team and hope that they do stuff at how you position yourself. So like, just as an example, I had the support. I saw my support and there was like 2 guys or whatever, or it might have just been 1. But like I jump out and I like distracted him enough for him to keep like staggering me and knocking me over or whatever, and then I just kept trying to angle so that he hit the shield, and my support pretty much took the guy out, and I probably hit him with like 2 beams and a little bit of the machine gun, the arm Gatling or whatever it has, or not Gatling, but you know what I mean. So like, yeah, that's definitely one of those examples of like, I'm just gonna play and help my team. You know, like when I stood up with iframes, I was like,
yeah.
get behind me, I'll protect you.
Is this a massive suit? That thing hulks over people.
Did you say help your team?
Yeah.
Help your team? What? I've been playing the Gian and I have not been having help. Oh my gosh.
Let's say you would think the Gian would be like a very assist heavy suit since it needs so much of a buffer, but like it is a thief.
Oh,
What is that?
oh, that's a
I thought it was
phone.
one of those things like
That
you know,
was-
wah.
I thought this furnace was dying for a second. I was like,
oh no.
I was like,
life.
Like he
it
just-
was my phone.
He's got a special ringtone just like his.
Yeah, he's got a furnace ringtone.
Right, because I love my furnace so much. Right?
Hey, if it becomes like, iconic enough, we're gonna have to not only put it on a button, it's gonna become your.
Oh, I know for a fact it's gonna be. It's already been clipped. It's already been saved. Somebody has it. All we need to do is just make it a command for me. Furnace command. There you go. Exclamation point furnace.
But
Oh,
anyway,
you know what?
Why is your ringtone the startup sound of a furnace?
No, it was vibrating
Words
on the
internet,
computer.
don't worry about it.
My microphone is here. My computer is here. My phone was sitting here.
And his food's behind him.
What? Can you see it?
Was I actually right?
Yes.
I was gonna say no, we can't. But I was gonna guess the same thing. I'll put money on it.
Got him.
Oh shit.
But anyway, did we? I think we covered all the buffs and stuff. Is there anything else we missed as far as the patch, or anything interesting that they gave us?
I mean, that was the bigger
End of
thing
the
from
year
the update.
soon.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be its own
I think
thing.
we'll have to do that in a different podcast by then because I don't think it'll start quite yet.
We're supposed to get the information on Thursday for that, but I mean, yeah, I guess we're kind of skipping a little bit. Oh, this is a big deal. Abandoned City, they got rid of some of the debris around the edges, you know, where there's like you first spawn in and you walk forward and you cap the point there next to the
Yeah.
dome.
Yeah.
Like that little debris that's between you and the enemy. They got rid of that, which is awesome. Well,
I thought
they
so,
didn't,
like,
they didn't
use
get
that
rid
I
of
thought
it.
you just don't get stuck on it.
They altered it a little bit. So there's your bullets won't get stuck on it, you won't get stuck on it, and yeah.
So did they get rid of it?
No,
or
sorry.
did they just-
Get rid of it was the wrong word. They just altered it. So the wing's still there. It's still a wall, but the thing is that little corner, that little bottom right corner where you could get stuck when you're trying to fly under it or try to shoot under it. Like there was like little tiny particle debris kind of hanging down, and like you would clip that with a few things, and it was just annoying when it looked like you could shoot through it.
Now you can take
Like,
cheeky support
literally
shots
get you
around
killed.
Oh yeah, especially like if you're trying to dash around.
Yeah,
and you get
that
stuck
thing
on
has
it.
gotten me killed plenty of times. I hate it.
Yeah, I was annoyed with trying to shoot through it to hit somebody, and I'm like, oh, I've charged up my entire beam shot. Here we go. Pew! Oh, it just got stopped by air. Great.
Yeah, the wing catches it. It's like,
Swing and a whip.
And then they got rid of the cracks around the base, which is kind of cool, I guess.
They also tightened the buildings up too.
because yeah, people were like
Yes,
flying through them and like ditching their suits outside of the base.
Well, you couldn't actually fly through that crack though, as far as the pilot. So that was the other thing. They were just kind of a useless crack there. I think could you shoot through them even?
You could.
Because that would be the only other than people getting confused. Like
That's
this
very
guy.
very specific, but like, yeah, I guess.
But other than like I don't know, shooting through them, how often are you going to have the split-second time frame of, oh yeah, I'm going around this corner. Oh yeah, there's a spot there. Bah, no,
Well, I mean,
you're not gonna.
you could hit the enemy base though. That's the thing. You could shoot the enemy base through that crack.
Yeah, let me just bring my Xiang into.
It's not going anywhere.
Let me just throw legs on it and land on the. Then at that point, it's a mobile armor.
There we go.
It still is without the legs. Shit.
Yeah, it is. It is without the legs.
It's a big boy.
Even though its model number is not an MAN though, which doesn't make any sense.
It was like a weird experimental unit though, so.
No, it's technically an MSN. It's not an MAN. I don't know why.
I'm an
MAN.
MAN.
Why? Are you a mobile armor new type?
Yes, I am. And so are you.
I guess I am.
So I guess we can go ahead and move on into the clan ranked. But by the way, the in between topics thing is up. So if you want to post an in between topic when we're transitioning to a new topic for us to talk about, so yeah, kind of a pick your topic kind of thing. So it's 500 points using my barrage currency for choosing the topic.
Intensify the barrage.
Barrage currency.
Intensify that topic.
Can I just mention that the Mulong song "Be a Man" now has a different meaning now that I've redacted the acronym.
Oh my, that is amazing.
Be a man. Okay, let me just grab out my Elmeth. Why don't I just grab out my
There
what
has
was
to
it?
be a new type.
Let's see here. What else has the MAN? Oh, whatever that gosh. Gustav, maybe you would remember this. So in Encounters in Space, there's like this purplish, not really purplish, but it's like I want to say like a powdery purple, but like it had like funnels like on 3 ends, and it was like a space-bound mobile armor. Hold on. I think it was like MAN like 01 or 2 or 3 or something like that,
Oh,
because
here
I
we go.
Your
know.
mama.
Hold on. Because I remember this thing.
And it was
very-
space only, right?
Yes, it was
Like
space.
it really was like it legit just looked like a ship.
Yeah.
Wait, the Brawbro?
Maybe? Hold
Maybe.
on.
Let me look.
Is it the Bravo thing if that's like kind of round, has the little things coming out of the sides and the bottom?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like late, kind of like
Yeah,
laser
this
pattern
stupid
across
thing.
the middle.
Yeah.
Because I
Brawbro.
typed in MAN dash and then it finished with 03 and I was like, wait, that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that thing.
That's a bro. Wired, wired mega particle guns, as if it needed anything else. So just giant mega particle guns that like come out of the stems, and
Yep.
they can just be guided to people.
Yep.
Chat's
Fucking-
theory crafting the Gundam version of BMN. By the way,
there we go.
Good.
we've
They-
got
We gotta
Mr.
churn
Swift
out
as a
this
reddish
Gundam
Zaku.
content, people. We gotta keep this shit on the radar. The anniversary isn't really doing it, so we gotta do it.
Seriously though,
I
I
mean,
thought about
We already know how well they handle like hype events.
for Char's counterattack, I thought about just taking a sign being like GBO2. See if anybody
Just start printing out stuff and putting it on.
Yeah, what was that? What show was that in?
Hmm.
Or was that just in
What do you mean?
where have I seen this before?
What?
The
The
Brawbro?
Bravo?
Yeah.
The Barbara?
Yeah, it was in the original TV series.
Oh, it was. Okay,
For,
cool.
like,
Then I'm not crazy.
seconds.
It was a TV series. It was never shown in the movie.
Okay.
It was kind of like, what was that other dumb
Zuccarello.
whatever it was? Yeah, the Zuccarello.
The Zuccarello, yeah.
I had big claws and I just move around real fast. It did have particle guns on it, but like still. Even Amuro was thrown off like, what a weird encounter.
Yeah, like he was just like, what the hell is this?
That fucking Zuccarello pilot was like having the moment of his life, and he's just like, that's fucking alright, I guess.
He was like ready to just rip Amuro in half.
Amuro just shrugs and goes back to the white base. Well, I got rid of him, I guess.
Got him, coach.
Whatever
Kill
that
the
thing
bad guys. You
was.
love me now, Dad? Get back into Gundam, Amuro. Exactly.
Okay.
Next topic.
Clam it.
Well, I mean, we're on. Yeah, technically we were on the next topic, but
it didn't happen, right?
yeah.
Talking about Bright Slap.
We had to reinitiate here.
We'll have to bride slap the podcast back on track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so clan ranked. So who tried to do clan ranked?
I did.
Who actually got
Um,
to do clan ranked?
I didn't.
Team
Yeah.
No Pants participated.
Yeah, nobody in Team Two Pants was even
Dude,
online.
I was trying to get everybody together, but like nobody would like say anything. Like we barely got to like 6 people to play at that time frame.
Reaper at least showed up and was very confused as to why it was actually up at that time. Because like everything, he has no idea when anything is going on in that game. But he hung out for a little bit, and then another one of our dudes, Host B, showed up, but like we still needed like 3 more people to at least get into a game. So
Yeah.
rip. And it's weird because like not long after that period, we were getting more clan missions done. So obviously other people were getting on. It's just a bad slot, I guess.
Yeah, the
honestly
time is
think-
definitely an issue.
I think they should probably have two at two separate times. Honestly, like now thinking about it,
Well, I think they said they are.
to have one for Japan and one for the Western audience.
Yeah, the English website had its own. I mean, they ended up not doing it.
Yeah,
but
they said they were gonna try to, but it was a completely wrong
Yeah.
time.
yeah, the English site actually had its own beta announcement for clan missions and its own time frame as well. Oh, that could have just been the time frame for the beta, but they did their own thing and they ended up not actually doing it at
Doing it at all, yeah.
So it
Stupid.
was on the English section though.
all.
Yeah,
You actually need to switch to the
Yeah.
English site though.
Yeah.
Not
I'll
like the
pull that
translate
up real
version.
quick.
Oh wait, like the actual English site, like
Yeah.
that thing is actually up now,
like
properly.
It's been up.
we get normal updates.
Oh no, this is
but
wait.
everything else besides like that normally we don't get. But for this, because it was something that was happening after the full release
Oh wow, yeah,
over here, they kind of had to.
this is at
So,
reset actually. This is
so
when it's
is
supposed
it
to
is
happen.
it bo2.ggame.en?
It's the exact
Yeah.
same page.
Like literally go to the
Um,
page and then just like look at the language and just put it on English.
Well,
It just
yeah.
says clan match beta test period, the 29th at 3 a.m. if you wanted to, or at 12 1200 hours, so noon, which
Yep,
would be
spoiler alert, that one
3
didn't happen.
p.m.
Oh
3 p.m.
yeah.
Eastern. And
20
yeah,
Oh yeah. Now they're actually doing the announcement in English
because they had a to
for
be
the end of the
determined.
year.
So that's kind of weird.
Oh well, now I just now looked at the English side. They're actually promoting the New Year's countdown.
Oh, that's neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually getting information.
Is it
a bit
pretty
sooner.
much the same translation, or does it seem a little
No,
more
it
clear?
seems more.
It's more English.
Yeah, it's more English.
I'll
But
have to
that's
take a look
good.
at it. I haven't.
That's
Which-
good that
looked
it's
at it on
different.
our
I
side.
noticed, and I thought it was different for a second. I thought I found something, and I was gonna make a video on it, but
That's so clever.
the actual Bandai Namco website for the English games, period, just Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
If you go there, they actually have all of these notes now that they're putting on this, like this one. They also release those notes and stuff on the website.
Oh,
So I was
on.
noticing that they were doing it on the website, and it actually hit the website first before it hit here. So somebody at Bandai Namco over in California
Is like doing stuff.
is actually doing stuff for this, and I'm just like, well, that's cool. Good job, guys.
Well, finally.
Good job.
Now, if only we could get some more shout outs on the Bamco Twitter.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
Oh wait, we should.
Funny joke, Gustav. Hilarious.
So, yeah.
Meanwhile, Code Vein gets like 5 other like announcements in Tekken 2. It's just like, fuck, dude, come on.
I mean, does Battle Operation have big titty create your own waifus? I don't think so.
It could have. They
It
made some
could
fucking
have.
DLC. God damn it! We already got our stupid ticket lady.
Oh, that's
Make your titties bigger.
Io's already
So-
like #1 waifu of like 2019 in the video game world. Like, who needs? Come on, where's some battle?
Yeah, so like they actually are doing the patch stuff, like saying what are the new MS stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was like somebody also pointed it out. Like, why are you reading the Japanese stuff? They've got patch notes on the English stuff.
But
I'm
they
like,
aren't-
yeah, I
but-
know, and I addressed it in the video at the same time. But it's
But
like,
also, isn't it slightly faster in terms of the update?
well, it's
rate?
faster in terms of the update. Also, not all of the information is there, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You'll-
not enough information's in here.
like you'll still miss a couple of things, but it looks like we're actually getting like the beta test and the New Year's stuff. Looks like they're actually starting to do that kind of stuff. But we won't get the full, like the first clan newsletter wasn't in here till like almost a week later.
Kind of useless.
Or well, maybe not a week, but it was a bit of time. So
Long enough to notice.
yeah, long enough to be like, well, I guess they're not doing anything. And then I check back in, I'm like, oh, there it is.
Oh, they're doing something.
But yeah, so if you're actually looking it up on the English to expect to know really ahead of time, yeah. But also, did they actually give out the railgun GM on that day?
I'm not sure.
Who knows?
I haven't seen any.
I haven't seen it either, but that's the thing. What cost is it?
Mhm.
How many people actually got it? You know, like
Because like supposedly the distribution was supposed to be the same day, right?
It was supposed to be
Yeah.
the day after.
well, the end day of that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
at midnight, essentially. Which the thing that's weird about that too is like, wasn't one of the teams that like wasn't the second place clan rather, like just level 2?
This first place. But yeah, they made a clan for the event.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
actually
saying.
the winners were the top 4 were all first place with max scores.
That's an interesting thing to keep in mind too, is that there's just a cap, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, they didn't raise a cap probably because they didn't think about it.
So a bunch of teams hit the cap. So how do you determine it after that for
Well,
the
it's probably who hit it
for
first.
the top crew?
I mean, that's
Is
how
it
most
just a-
ladders.
So
work.
we're just a fucking PoE race now.
Yeah,
Right.
well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's how most ladders work when it comes to that kind of deal. When there's an actual cap, like, yeah. So if you're not playing in the first bracket, you're probably not gonna win. That's
At
the other
all.
thing
So
that
you
I'm.
might as well just not fucking bother. Unless you
So
really want that flag.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. Now we're starting to get into the meat of it. But real quick about the suit though, like if they made a clan for it, I wonder if it was literally just 6 people.
Might have
could've been.
been.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just wonder if like a lot of those were. I mean, I don't know what the level of the other clans were.
Yeah, because I mean
But,
the
like-
only stipulation was just that you had to do it before the event time.
Yeah. So they could have
Which
just
means, I
made a
think-
clan, and then
Mhm.
there could be maybe 30 people who have this suit in the entire game,
Yeah.
or less. I
So
mean,
it's
I
just
doubt
gonna
it's
be
just
determined by
18,
any-
but yeah, and because also since it's Japanese prime time for the most part, you're probably not going to see it unless you really wake up in the mornings or
Mhm.
you know play in the AMs for sure.
I wonder if that one Chinese streamer had a clan. So I bet they blew through a bunch of people.
Which one? Are you talking about like the one
The
that
one with the
usually
Deadpool or
big
whatever thing on his icon.
Bobbyland? Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
part of Ankh Gaming.
Did he
So
get
their
one?
clan probably did decent.
They weren't top 10 if I remember right.
Oof.
They scored higher than Team No Pants. But they weren't top 10.
Actually, yeah. How far did you guys get?
We got 69th place.
Hey.
The
Giggity.
best score.
Giggity! There we go.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Out
Our names
of
are
how
Mike
many?
James. I'm not sure. I think it's like top 100.
Hmm.
Well, you can probably see the whole leaderboard, but I don't know. I actually don't know how many people.
Actually, I kind of hope they
participated.
do
But
do
we
a
got
post
bronze.
about it. Show the stats for participation and all that too, you know?
So I mean, as far
That
as
would
like
be cool. I agree.
the bronze, anything seemed to happen, or is it just pretty much? Like I was just
I think
wondering if
we
there would be like a hidden bonus.
deciphered if it was just literally a flag.
I mean, it's literally yeah. That's all it says is literally just a bragging rights flag is all it is.
Hmm. I don't think it actually helped anything really.
Yeah.
It probably should, just so that like after you get past that bracket, people have a reason to keep going.
Because I mean, maybe that's why it doesn't have something. Because
But the-
otherwise, then I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get one of those situations where people try to corner the market, essentially, for lack of a better way of explaining it. Because
Well, yeah,
Told you,
because
man.
it also
We're going
like
to have to pay off the Japanese
encourages
Yakuza.
it also encourages stuff for their communities too. Like if you got people that can just monopolize some of these events and like consistently do it from week to week.
Well,
Like join us and then you can get yours, you know, shit like that.
how did those metal banner things, like what exactly were they for? Like for the clan stuff, like when you go to the clan terminal, you get the medals and stuff. Was it like for participation in the clan matches?
Yeah, like essentially your
medals?
ranking.
wait,
and-
what?
We're talking about the banners or whatever, like platinum, bronze, gold.
Yeah,
silver,
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just to show your
Everybody should
track
get it.
record.
Yeah, it just
Mhm.
shows what place you got essentially in the last clan match and how many times you've gotten it. So like, 3 months
Because this
down
is
the
gonna
line,
be
it's
every
like
week, you know.
we got 1 bronze, 2 silver, 1 gold, and a platinum somehow. Kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, PayPal the top team like $5 and they'll get you a new suit.
PayPal them like $1,000.
They can eat my they can eat my Zaku.
You know what? Just on a side note, that whole that kind of deal with the whole PayPal thing, I was very
Mhm.
surprised in a couple of games where they actually did not that was not against terms of service to do that.
Would.
Been kind of interesting to see that.
For
Just
for what exactly?
PayPaling for content. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's
yeah.
against terms of service for World of Warcraft if you charge people money so that you get them through whatever said content.
Like
Mhm.
grinding or like gold farming, shit like that.
Well, getting your max completion or something.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be that going on with WoW Classic. So, there's been a couple of games where it's so I'm kind of curious. I haven't completely went through all their terms of service, but I'm kind of curious to see if they actually have anything in there that's can't sell getting a mobile suit for somebody through clan ranked. I wonder if they have anything that could even be vaguely interpreted as that.
I don't think so, because you'd almost have to just sell the account at that point.
Well, no, you're selling your clan spots is what you would do.
Oh, like a slot. Okay.
Yeah, that's essentially what they've done. They've already shown that they can win, and they just made new accounts or maybe a new clan or whatever. But
Mhm.
it might just
I can
be.
see people doing contests and stuff,
So
or
they've
sweepstakes, so that they could earn a spot on a team, depending too.
I mean that would probably work, but the as far as actually charging people, $10 and you get into our clan for this next week.
Mhm.
And then they just kick everybody out and then charge $10 per spot each week. But I've seen that kind of stuff happen in a few games, and it's kind of it's interesting though when I find it interesting when they allow that stuff to happen.
That would imply that we have a lot of people that are consistently playing that over here in the first place.
Mhm.
I'd like to see the numbers on that too, to be honest.
As far as how many NA players there are?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be all I'm saying is they did what they had an announcement showing 2 million right after the Western release, and literally just before that they were showing that they had 1 million players or
2 million
whatever.
downloads or whatever.
Yeah, or they were, and they just announced 1 million downloads. So it's wait a minute.
Oh, wait, no, 1 second here.
Then we find out it's all from South America.
Good old South American gunpowder.
There we go.
Hey man, they keep IPs alive. There's as much as I'll ja all day, but
Oh yeah, dude. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if we see that happen with this, because I've seen some games do that, and then the funny thing is when you're talking to the devs and they're just no big deal. Yeah, it's fine. Just as long as if somebody gets scammed, then we ban the person who scammed them.
right. We'd also have to just raise a huge thing about it on social media or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
because otherwise there's no reporting in that unless you're gonna do it through PSN maybe, but
Even then, PSN doesn't really
pursue shit like that. So
I'm pretty much, for me personally, I'm against that kind of stuff. I'm nah, man. You work for your content. You know.
I mean, I'm also getting to that point where it's just if people are gonna pay for it and they don't have the fucking time to do it themselves, and whatever.
Yeah,
It's not my money.
Yeah, fair enough. But at the same time, when it's one of those things it's when somebody pays for it and then they go out and brag about it, kind of thing. When it's a bragging rights kind of thing, then that's when I'm kind of now hold on there, man. So
why would you even want to say that? I paid somebody to get me to A+.
Well,
You don't
So
tell
that
them
I
that
could
part, though.
Yeah, you don't
completely
tell 'em
hemorrhage my points and be trash.
well, you
but
don't
then,
tell
like,
me you paid for it. That's the thing.
but even then, like, then you're an A plus, and then you get slaughtered by like top ranked players, and then you're just like, well, I thought this was supposed to be
there's
easy.
people who buy Challenger League of Legends accounts for $1,000 to $2,000, and then they decay out of Challenger. So yeah, I mean it's a thing. I don't understand it, but yeah.
It's weird.
I'm gonna have to be in there. Let me show you now.
Yeah, and then they buy whatever, and they're like, yeah, if I was only up there, then I would finally win my games or something. Then they get up there and they just get completely trashed, and it's like, yep. I say Elo Hell doesn't exist, people. There's a reason why you can get, 10 League of Legends counts up to like platinum or diamond.
Hmm.
Like if Elo Hell was a thing, then that wouldn't be possible.
Right.
But anyway, but yeah, so clan ranked. What do we think we can do to improve this though? Like it's kind
Have
of
it
cool.
stop being bad, Lo.
Like, what do you mean by
Well, I mean, like I guess thoughts on it overall, and then kind of like anything that, without going too crazy, be improved. So pretty much, I'm glad that they posted a new time. So if they have 2 blocks, one for the NA and one for the, or like 2 different time zones, pretty much. What is that?
right?
9 hours apart. That's not too
I just
bad.
hope they actually do it this time.
Yeah,
Right.
only actually, yeah.
So that doesn't set a good premise right out of the gate. But I
Yep.
mean, Emblem, you at least had some matches. So how were those matches?
It was okay. We had a couple where we kind of just got shut down. But for the most part, it was pretty good. We never got a perfect score, but I mean, max points you can get is 1,600, and I mean, we put up a few like mid to high 13s, so it wasn't too bad. You gotta put the gains in if you want to get 69th place after all. So we did pretty well for like a kind of essential in clan pickup group. But I mean, the pretty much what it was though is you go to the clan counter and you go to the actual, or sorry, you go to the sortie counter. So you go talk to Carrie, and you go down to the new events tab, which breaks down to ranked and clan matches. And once you hit the clan button, you essentially go into like a normal group invite lobby for like ranked or a quick match if you want to think about it like that. But the invites are through your clan menu, and you invite your clan members to the room, and then you just queue up like a normal match. Um, but there's a nice little touch to it because in the matches, it's like normally whenever it's like in a match, it's just team A and team B, but your clan name will be above your clan roster.
Well, that's
So
cool.
it'll be like Team No Pants versus whoever the other clan is and stuff like that. So it's not bad. Again, it's only impact site, so you got that to kind of contend with, and it was unrestricted, so it's pretty much just Stardust memory.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, like it seems like all you want to do is just crush the enemy team and then destroy the base. But in that regard, it's pretty much just like the last ranked match, except you're not pitted against your entire or everybody else in the game.
I mean, does
I
it?
will say I want to say like I didn't like go through and check, but I want to say we may have been one of the top ranking English speaking clans, but at the same time, there may not have been a lot of people up at that time that could actually play, so that might not be saying much either.
I mean, the only reason why I was up was because I got home. I
shift
wouldn't
OP.
be up.
Yeah,
But even then, like, I wasn't even a part of. I don't know why, but like, I kind of regret like leaving, like having my JP account removed from Team No Pants due to the fact I had a feeling like something like this would happen. Because I think I could have helped. I don't know if it would have been the best, but I don't know. Kinda
At least
felt like
someone else in the rotation for the matches.
Right.
I mean, again, the time zone thing was one of the big rough things. Hopefully, they do fix that with this setup. But I feel like again, if there's not a cap that is really hard to reach, or just no cap at all, then yeah, that's kind of going to be rough. You get on, you look, and you're like, oh, well, they're already, the first whatever. So unless you're just going to try to get, top 10 or something, or
Just for shits.
just for the top 100, yeah, then it's just like, well, top 4 has already been decided. So it's like, or top 3 rather. So I mean, I the only reason why I was up was I was like, yep, I'm gonna go to bed, get a good night's sleep, and wake up early tomorrow and try to do this. And I got up, and I was still like an hour late, but nobody else was up, so didn't feel too bad.
Yeah, it's just me and Magnum hanging out.
And then yeah, I was just like, Gustav, how's it going, man? Anything going on with your group? And then there was
No.
then like we queue as like 3 or something,
Yeah.
and then like just because then I did like my dailies. I think I didn't do my dailies the previous day.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think that's what I'm gonna do for this one, is just like save my dailies for that time in case it happens again. And I'll probably just play something else
I
in
mean,
the
I'm
usual daily slot.
probably gonna try for the 3 p.m. Eastern time frame if it's gonna work. Hopefully,
I don't trust that they're
I
gonna
don't
do
trust it, but the thing is too, a lot of the people, like I sent out a message. Here was my method. I just sent out a message to everybody in my clan one by one. I just
No,
clicked
I mean
on
I
them,
don't
copy
even
paste.
mean my clan. I mean I'm just saying they didn't do it for the
Oh
last
yeah,
one
yeah.
officially, so I don't trust that they're gonna
But
do
like
it this time either.
even if they don't, I don't think I'm gonna try to wake up for it unless I just decide to wake up and play and stream around that time. Just
Right. I mean, for
because,
me, it's just like I usually do my delivery shifts later in the day, just because I'm usually up so late.
yeah.
So that would be I'd have to come back at 3, and if I'm not at my quota by then, I'm probably gonna prioritize work. So it'd be a little bit easier to do the early slot, just so that I can transition into doing deliveries, and then I'd just be done for the day, more or less. But I don't know, it depends. If they actually do make another announcement and mention that they're gonna for sure solidify that second slot, then I'll try to push people to do that one.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's gonna be the other thing too. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like message everybody and be like, "Yo, we're planning on this because of it didn't happen the first time." But
Yeah.
are we gonna have another beta? I wonder because, or when are they gonna actually have the real thing? That's
Well,
my
like the
question.
thing for me is that like we're gonna be getting stuff about this anniversary event on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Or not the
Well,
anniversary, but I mean
tomorrow
New
night,
Year's, New Year
whatever.
countdown or whatever. And I would assume that at least soon we're also gonna be getting, the holiday update in general. The Santa hat and Christmas shit and all that.
Yeah. Do you think that'll be? Think that'll be next week?
I mean, if they're not gonna do it this week in lieu of doing the countdown thing, but I think it's gonna come with the countdown. Like that would just make sense
Yeah. Hopefully.
because they're already in December, so it's like, I don't know why they would delay it again like another week, but it's possible. They've done weirder things.
Yeah. I mean, they could just wait till pretty much Christmas because it's about lines up about right with patch time. So
It's possible.
I mean, that's kind of how they did Halloween, pretty much.
The week of.
Yeah. So, but yeah, as far as the other thing too, where I messaged everybody, like a lot of the responses I got was like, can't really be up that early, but yeah, which I also put, hopefully they expand the time, but for now, this seems to be it, or something like that. So it's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
if
I also
anybody
put
responded, I've been like, yeah, guys, don't worry about it. Like, if you can't make it, get some sleep.
I also put like a ready up
Sweet.
channel in my Discord. So like if you're actually able to do it for the next event, you just say you're ready and there we'll know ahead of time.
Ooh, that's
I
a good
saw that.
idea.
That's a good touch.
Yeah, I might just add that to like a news section at the bottom, kind of like clan ranked stuff. But so yeah, it's kind of cool. Clan rank's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not like I don't know. I'm curious to know how good this new suit is. That's my question now.
Yeah, I just
Because
want to see it on the field at this point.
like if it's actually a really
looks
good
powerful.
suit, then I'm gonna be sad because
Like,
like
the implication to me, just like thinking about it and like looking at it, is that what if they actually don't have you stand still for that rail cannon? Like that'd be pretty hype.
that'd be crazy. So if it's like a desert GM that
That can move
like
while it
that can
shoots.
move and then also maybe have 2 melees, because apparently that's what it had in the first game, was 2 melees. And wasn't it also a raid?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like a desert GM killer. Just
Sorry about that.
I'm down for a raid if that's not a Zuda that has a knockdown knee stagger and multiple swings. The Zuda might get it at higher levels too, but you know what I'm saying.
it'd be interesting if they changed the Zuda a little bit in lieu of that suit showing up too.
Ha!
For Zuda. For Zuda.
I mean, Zuda's not that bad off. It has the best skill scaling in the game. By that I mean it actually has
It
skill
has
scaling.
skill scaling. Yeah. Like someone on the dev team just had a really hot fascination with the Zuda. Was like, yeah, man, like this thing has a history and they like improved it over time. And it's like, well, we're gonna put the F in shh. Let me have this. They just did the skill scaling for it.
There you go.
Now, if only every other suit could have it to that degree. And hell, you know what?
Right?
Double down with that for the enhancement. You're at it.
A man can dream.
But I think I don't know, I think that this new suit, if it is good enough, I'm kind of scared, because if they do a 2-month like cycle, and then they got another new suit, well, if the old suit goes in, if it goes into the lottery at the end of those 2 months when the new suit comes out, then that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
But I'm
If it doesn't,
worried
though, that
that it's
sucks.
gonna be like, okay, well, it's another new suits in the clan rank stuff, and the old suit will be out in the lottery in like 6 months. 'Cause I mean, that seems to be the rate that they're
Good luck
bringing
being
in.
kept out of the meta.
Yeah, and it's just like, if this suit's that good, then it's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe the
Now
argument could
that
be
being
made that if the best are getting it, kind of thing, then those people are probably going to be the ones actually competing with it anyway. So then,
just heading off against each other.
but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but then the rest of the game doesn't even have an option to say, here, take my money to get the suit. And yeah, which, I mean, I probably would still be stuck out of that anyway, unless I just got lucky and found it. But there would definitely be people who would then wail for it, for sure.
Well, that's definitely the point.
And then it's just kind of confusing why they wouldn't just go out and just put it back in right at the end of the 2 months.
Well,
But
I'm hoping that like them having to do that brings about some of the other suits too, right? That haven't really been brought over from other events. They just had to get their asses in gear and like keep to a decent schedule for it now. Because they're gonna be turning out so many depending on what they have set up, and if my assumption about it being like the remaining GBO1 suits holds up too.
You talking about for Christmas?
No, I mean just for clan matches. For the
Oh,
suits
yeah.
when they switch
I
out
agree.
every 2 months.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that would be a good way for them to introduce the old suits if I were to make new banners. I agree.
that'd
Or
be kind of
just
cool.
put most of them as background units too.
Mhm. And that might be how they introduce them into the other banners once they're rotated out as a possibility.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, in any way that they can push the suit out to us without having to wait 6 months, I'm okay with.
Right.
Whatever they have to do that, cool. Just when that 2
Just do
months
it.
of exclusive to winning the clan ranked is gone, like, then just push it out in some way, form, or fashion. Like, maybe give it a week. You want to give it a week? Cool. But, like, then push it out. Like, I mean, yeah. Like, because kind of what Draven was saying, it's like, it's pretty bad if the best people do get the best suit, then it just expands that gap, which I don't know if this would be the best suit, because if it is a raid, there's probably going to be better options for a raid. But this is probably going to be a good counter sniper raid that then you could bully whatever you want with it, though. That's the thing. Like, I'm just
Like
imagining.
just straight hard stagger it
Yeah.
with melee priority. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the Desert GM, the reason why it's not that terrifying is because it doesn't have melee priority, and the melee isn't necessarily that good. But
it's becoming
you
more
can still
prominent these days. though.
bully a lot. And yeah, to see that as a raid type that could have multiple melees and stuff, I'm scared, man. But
Makes one of us. Murder the supports. Bully.
death
Bully
to
the
all
tank.
raids. Death to all raids.
Like a
Murder,
general
death,
whatnot.
kill.
It's like the other half of the game. I like how you know, raids are just like kill supports, and supports and generals are like kill raids.
I don't know why generals are like kill raids, because every time I play a
It's
general, I'm
because they're
just
easy.
like,
It's because they get to bully them.
yeah, that's why I'm like, like as a general, it's just like, no, there's a support. I'm about to get wrecked. I don't know. I mean, there's a few generals that are just like, I've
Yeah,
got.
the type effectiveness kind of shifts things a little bit because you do get thirsty for that extra damage. But the minute you see someone that's on the other end of that, you're just like, I should probably prioritize them just to make sure they don't hit me first.
No, that's why suits were made.
Until an
From
Akai walks
downtown.
by, and then,
He's like,
and then a taunt passive kicks in, and you're just like, oh, I gotta go kill that guy.
Yeah, right.
He's like, oh, look at this hobbly little piece of shit. Come here, bud.
That a fucking that guy. I gotta go murder this guy. I'll be right back.
Yeah, like you don't even like, you could fire. You miss as soon as you miss that beam. It's just like everybody just knows that there's an Akai
He's
back
so
there.
cute. I just want to shake him to death.
There's a Waddle. Gotta kill Waddle. Kill the
All of
Waddle.
a sudden, he just goes.
pew smack.
Well, no, it's like it just walks up, nobody notices, and it's
That's
just
probably
like,
the most like nerve-wracking thing about
everybody
the guy.
turns around.
All of a sudden, you just get this beam to your ass, and you see his little feet come up, and just bam, claw to the butt.
I will say though, when you get on like support with an Akai, you're just like,
That's
Yep.
just demoralizing.
Yep.
Like, well,
you're dead. Dash back.
it's like, this is my life
Goodbye.
now. Getting killed by this giant tiny person.
Giant tiny person. That's great.
I
Because
just
they
Backhand by a
make it
teddy
so
bear.
big and they make it so big and intimidating in a way with MS Team when it's coming out of the water, but like in reality, it's just really wide. It's not very big.
Yeah. Well, and then go ahead.
I love how like when you're like the Akai and then you just do a side swing, you're just, bitch. Just
The
boom
pimp
out
hand
of
is
the way.
strong with this
Yep.
one.
And it extends. It's got a little bit of reach to it, like
Woo!
a little extra chest before I hear.
I hate when I miss with it though, because I'm like, oh yeah. Oh nope.
Don't
'Cause then
spend
it's
all
gotta
that
do
health
that.
in one place, bitch.
But that guy's pretty cool. I still think it's
Yeah,
the
when
best
the
200
Akai
cost.
gets right, it's hilarious.
But I was gonna say there's. Darn it. Oh well. Never mind.
Mm.
Must not have been important. Something about Akai and waddling. I was probably gonna complain about the beam, just how hard it is to hit, and how I cry every time I miss.
And then you have to stand there while you're holding.
It's just scary because like both of its weapons require you to stand still when it comes to range. So you're just like, pew, uh-oh. I got missiles. You better stay back. No.
Okay,
no,
I know-
they're coming right now.
I know people complain about the standstill beam thing, but I don't know. Maybe it's where I just play supports.
You're probably used to it.
And
Yeah.
like I
I
never
feel like
really
a lot
noticed
of
it.
a lot of cavalry players have had to get used to it now if they weren't before.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like
Stand
actually
still.
potent and
Foo.
foe just death. So that gives you some motivation.
Mhm.
Train with that, and then you graduate to the Yak guy.
Train with the wow. So you go from a medium tier to a low tier, even though
Stealth
really
assassin,
guy-
man.
that guy. I was about to say, well, that guy is top tier, low cost. You know, you get a dodge roll and stealth while you get a 2-swing combo.
You want to talk about big lumbering suits that have no business rolling, and yet this motherfucker's doing backflips. Fuck's
Oh
sake.
yeah, right. The
It's like,
whole like
Fly.
dodge roll with it is just silly, dude.
If this bitch can backflip, then at least give my type D a roll. He can like just shuffle on the side, lead in with his shoulders, something.
I can just imagine, like,
Fuck
what
is
if-
doing a backflip?
They need to give the Gog a dodge roll.
Oh my god.
And the Zoc.
And the Zoc, yes, Zoc dodge
how
roll.
does the Zoc? The Zoc would
Just like
have
a
The
dom.
guy could just like
dom,
slide forward like
yeah.
a penguin.
The Zoc just does this. Like instead of actually dodge rolling, it just like flops and boosts forward, and then it stands back up.
I want that to be its downswing that it just falls on.
Oh yeah,
Like
it's
it
man.
hops up and just puts his arms up and like boom, and just lands on somebody.
Oh,
I'm so damn bird.
It's like the Hildolfer and assault gun tanks dodge roll is just going to be it going on like one set of wheels for a second.
there you go.
Oh, see, I was thinking more like you do
The spin?
you
Like
just
from Igloo.
initial
Yeah.
D. No. You
Oh.
just pull off an initial D 180 right there. That's
Just drift into them with the downswing.
the.
That should be what it is. Like they let you drift harder, and if you get to it while you're transformed, it counts as a knockdown.
I
That's
can just
not.
imagine. I
Let's
can just
not do
imagine.
that.
Let's not do
let's
that.
actually
I
do
can
that.
imagine
do
a
that.
Dolpher
Let's
just
not do
going
that.
like
No, let's totally do that.
shovel.
If they can legit have its super inverses be that it spins out and goes full Need for Speed while like firing its cannon like in the short, then I think we can have it drift into people for knockdowns.
Nah, man, it's too strong.
No,
Like
no.
no way.
I'm
way.
all for supports getting stronger.
But have
But
friendly fire.
I've got a limit on that one.
I mean, while it's doing its drift dodge roll, smacking into things, you could just fire off its flamethrower at the same time.
Well, that's the assault. That would be amazing.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, you spin around with the assault with the flamethrower going.
You do a drift into someone, turn around, and just PSD.
Oh man. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say now. The Thunderbolt Akais, man. They made Akais cool again. And
Oh
then
my
I
god,
played this
that
game.
needs to be a thing. And then like the fucking the Gundam heads that they had in there. Like they could use beam javelins and like their own special beam rifles and shit. Like that would be a
Yeah.
cool one to have in there, even if it was for clan.
The funny thing is though, I was just like, and then I played this game, and then Akais were waddles again.
Well, and then what about
was bad.
B gun?
It's all right.
We need
Right.
B. What? We need to continue on next topic. What the heck is our next topic?
Oh, next topic, meta stuff. It's what you were.
Oh
what you
yeah.
brought up.
Okay.
So-
So from what I was trying to by that is like compared to like what we've I guess like was there and is there a meta shift since from day one? And if so, like has it done much at all?
Oh, you're talking
Like
about
what?
like overall, since like
Yeah, yeah.
West
So,
Over a
release?
year ago, or the
well,
Western
no.
release?
I mean more like, from our first podcast
Oh,
until
okay.
now. So just that time frame. So, in all honesty, maybe a smidge, but I
Yeah.
wasn't sure about what you guys' thoughts were on that.
There's definitely different suits that are like more consistently used now, and it's not just from the banners, but it's from like the new like DP shop availability and things like that.
See, that's another thing. Like, as soon as something hits the DP store, or even the ticket
Everyone's gonna
shop,
try it out, right?
there's a lot of
Mhm.
people that are picking things up that are good. Like when the Noct hit the DP store, my days were pretty bad there for a while as a support player. Just saying.
Especially with the new map coming around.
Like
Just-
every time I saw the Noct in the every time, yeah, after the ticket shop, I saw a Noct at every game, and I was just like, Noct like this, please. So it was pretty rough. I learned how the Noct works without even playing it. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
Murderous intent, right?
yeah, the murderous intent, man, all the time. But one most recent shift, if again, it's not like a big shift, like
Mhm.
I mean, the only thing that I've noticed recently, and maybe this was because of the last rank, was before, and I still see this, but not as much. Before I would see people complain in 6v6 specifically, because that's about really the only time that would want to do this. But even in 5v5s, I've seen people a little more inclined to do 2 support. Even in 6v6, I see less complaining about 2 raids. And
Mhm.
I'm still going to assume that that's what they're complaining about when they have like a number and some
yeah.
Japanese
People
after it.
listen to them a little less these days, though.
And and that's
Yeah.
the other thing too. Now there's people that's not changing, and I guess they're finally just being like, well, fine, let's just go. Maybe that's what it is. But at the same time, I feel like there's just because of that, like we're getting 2 supports or 2 raids in 6v6, and then 2 supports every now and then in 5v5s as a pretty consistent thing, which
Mhm.
I'm a fan of. I mean, like the 2 supports can always watch each other's back against a
Mhm.
raid. I mean,
Mhm.
a raid, if there's 2 supports, a raid can get bullied to death by two supports pretty easily.
It could be
Yeah.
hard.
And you don't
Well-
even have to be that close to each other to assist each other in that endeavor. And
That also makes the enemy team's generals have a hard time with their matchups
Mhm.
because there are going to be
Right.
instances where the only thing they're going to run into is those 2 supports, and they have to just whittle them down and hope they can trade decently.
Well, and there was another thing. Since the Western release, I think people have thought of interesting comps because of that. Because, well, they're not listening to the JP players because they can't read shit. And so, and I think at the end of the day, I think the JP players just gave up on trying to have things work their way, because at the end of the day, people are going to figure out something, I guess, in a way that they probably never thought of. And certainly in ways that I've never thought of either, how long I've been playing. A lot of people have been using the MG a lot instead of Zooks. I mean, like, Zook meta has started to go into the Western audience now, but
Yeah.
for a very good amount of time when the game first dropped, everybody was running an MG, just about. Everybody was running a machine gun or beam right. They had the chance.
well, and then just like playing early on, I saw if anybody was using like any kind of bazooka stuff while I was still at a lower rating on my alt account, it was like they'd be firing it from a max distance with the bazooka. And I mean, that's just kind of, you're coming into essentially a third person shooter,
Mhm.
and that's what a lot of
You
people see the
wanna
game
do it at
as.
a certain distance.
Yeah, so
Right.
unless you're playing support, like if you're just playing support, you automatically just kind of fit in that role of just essentially playing a third-person shooter, and then having to deal with the pesky raids when they come up into your melee range and panic and try to live for as long as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Which, funny enough, I still see a lot of people are like, "What is this? As soon as a raid gets on me, I'm dead." And I'm kind of like, well, I hate to tell you this, but that's just get used to it because that's how the game's supposed to be. So that's something that's not going to change because that's just how they want it to work.
Right.
So learn to survive long enough to maybe have a teammate show up, and then don't expect one. Otherwise, you might be starting a mountain of salt that you probably don't want to deal with. But yeah, so the as far as the overall meta thing though, I feel like little subtleties though, kind of more on the high end rather than just the Western players or whatever, but on like the older player end is in certain cost. When a new suit comes out, I think it has at least a slight ripple. For instance, the GOG. And I've
Right.
noticed this playing the GOG on like day one and being like, this is my raid, yes. Other than just realizing that it's my favorite raid suit, I day one it was like everybody, people were bringing in like cold districts and stuff, and I was like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna die. That's all you're gonna do.
Melt your health bar.
And then, well, okay, melt my health bar. But normally I could stagger them and then melt their health bar before because they have like no health. By the way, I found I can one combo them as long as I don't hit the shield. Sometimes the shield saves them, but like you can pretty much combo them down in one go. But the
I was sneezing, not dabbing.
Just don't be bad.
I was gonna
lol.
say that's what it kind of looked like. I was like, I had
I
to
mean,
wait
they
a
are
second.
dabbing on the haters for sure.
Defend against
That is
bacteria.
totally what the GOG's doing.
But yeah, so it went from seeing stuff like that though to like now every 300 to 350 game, there's at least one, maybe two different shotgun, something with a hard stagger. Like I see so many more desert GMs.
Yeah, lesson learned
Like,
from dealing with the
all
GOG.
over the place, desert GMs.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what in the world? And then now I'm seeing the Zaku 1 like a lot. Anything that has any kind of hard stagger is just all over the place. And I have to say, I think that's just the GOG. And the only reason, maybe I'm crazy, but I really feel like that's like I'm seeing a whole lot of Freets now. I mean, a Freet's a good suit,
Yeah.
so it should be there. Like you should be seeing a Freet. But at the same time, and same with the VD, the Goof VD is a great suit, but
I think it's the best example of what you're talking about because like it's not bad, but it definitely wasn't coming up as much.
No.
yeah,
But the GOG made it resurface to a degree.
yeah, and
And then
then
people started to realize that it was a good suit, and then it stuck.
pretty much. So like in that sense, I feel like there's a couple of suits that have done that, but I think the GOG's been the most recent that's been like pushing people to play stuff that I don't, maybe it's to this degree even that they may not even want to play because they like something else.
Right.
Like,
I think it helps people. I think it helped people remember they have Vulcans too.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Consecutive hits.
the biggest way to counter a GOG, by the way, don't go into melee range. Like trying to take that thing head on, unless you
Literally
have a
just
hard
backpedal
stagger.
when you see one.
Yeah.
This stumpy fuck is not gonna catch
Like-
you unless you're really bad about it.
Even as a support, you can outrun it half the time.
Yeah.
Like most supports can move faster than the GOG. It's just it
Because
has
like
more
you can
thruster.
put some boost parts on it, and it can reach certain things if it does get the missiles on somebody, but like you better hope you make that moment count because otherwise you're just gonna be looking stupid hobbling in front of like this whole team. You won't get staggered, but you're also not gonna do anything.
Yeah. So
Holding
like
your hand on your head while they wail on you from a distance.
I always YOLO at the beginning of a game and jump in with that thing, but it's always the most awkward moment when I'm like, okay guys, here we go. Game started. Sumo GOG. Yeah, we're charging in. And then I just see the enemy team on my radar just bloop. like all arrows just look at me and just
Like,
spread
what?
out, and I'm just like, come on, get back here, support. Because I mean, it has it doesn't it have like 100 and something thruster? I can't remember the exact number, but it's got a high amount of thrusters, so
It
you can
has
catch a
90,
support.
I believe.
Is it 90? Maybe it's just where I
think
got a
so.
bunch of parts. I do have a bunch of. I put all my thruster parts on it, so I can catch up to something while I'm boosting, but that's it. And then once I stop, I'm pretty much just as slow as the support I'm chasing after. So it's you can definitely fire at it with Vulcans or whatever you need to get that consecutive hit stagger and then just tear it to pieces. But too many people want to try to fight it head on, especially raids. They'll come at me and they'll try to melee me, and I'm just like,
Shoot, not a lot of raids have good options at
oh,
a range.
well, yeah, that's true. That's true. So fair enough, I guess. But like, I'd almost just ignore the GOG at that point, or just wait till he turns around and goes after something else, and then go downswing.
Like the guy's just trying to hobble towards you. Pay attention to me.
For real though.
Witness.
But about the only any other like things that you guys could think of that have done that recently?
I don't know. I mean, has the most recent update for like the gunner or the Gelgoog? I've seen the Gelgoog cannon a little bit more. I don't know if it's really shifted people's meta to deal with though.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I don't think there's been like a complete meta change as far as supports either. Cavalry is a pretty good suit, I think, that might have impacted something as far as general
it
choice.
definitely
People
has.
using it a lot to dunk on other people.
I was gonna say, as far as a general
That's a
suit
bit
choice,
different than the GOG
yeah.
though, because I mean the GOG, the thing about the GOG though is it kind of just made a splash. Like it's
the
not a bad
cavalry
suit.
is like an interesting idea where it's like the banner was just something that a lot of people got, so it just became really common at that cost
Well, it's
range.
also a good suit.
Yeah.
Like it's a damn good
Whereas
suit.
the
Like
GOG,
that's where the difference comes in. Like it's just like the Ifrit, the Exaku, the DS. Those are suits when they came out, they made a splash and it like stayed around because it's a really solid mobile suit. And the GOG, like it has good stuff, but I think it's one of those things that really works when the enemy team isn't prepared to combat it.
yeah, exactly.
Whereas the cavalry is just good. Like, it's just a solid suit that, doesn't necessarily have like a really hard counter per se. It could just be run in any comp because it's really nice.
Yeah, you can if you're going against randoms and stuff. That's why it's good in just playing
It's just
rated,
self-sufficient.
because if one person doesn't know how to play against you, you're just like, okay, time to punish this guy. So I mean that's, I don't know. But when you go up and you see a group that actually knows how to play against it, you're like, well, this is awkward. And then at the same time, it also kind of forced people to play suits that counter it otherwise feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's kind of both on that. So it's kind of like one of those, pug stomp suits, whatever. And then at the same time, it's if they don't know how to play, well, I mean that's the same thing, yeah. But
I think it's definitely made the regular Pale Rider heavy less prominent. Because there was a time when it had some changes done to it where people were using it. But the cavalry in general is just safer.
Oh,
and
yeah,
has some
okay.
more intuitive weapons to use on it.
Are you meaning just in 400 then?
Yeah.
In terms of the either cavalry
Yeah,
or...
so 400 cows.
Okay.
But I mean, again, that's really kind of a different thing though than the GOG per se, as far as. But I mean, like as far as just looking at different parts of the meta, I mean, when a new suit comes out, if it's better than the old suit, then you're probably going to use that new suit if you got it.
The GOG is
So.
interesting just because it is at that lower cost range too.
And then it also forced a shift in other suits because if you don't try to counter it, then you're gonna have a bad time. So it's kind of got a double whammy there, because people are learning how to fight it, but they're also learning what to fight it with. That's another thing that it has, is it does have some hard counters that are kind of almost a necessity. So it would be something if there was a ban system where you could like ban 1 or 2 suits and somebody banned it, which I mean, again, on a team who knows what they're doing, probably not something they're going to actually ban. But if you were playing in, say, rated and there was a ban system and people didn't want to deal with this one thing that was like trolling all the new players,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it would probably be something that's banned. That way people can play these 10 generals instead of, well, here's 2 to 3 that we definitely need on the team every game.
Mm.
That can either shoddy or hard stagger,
Yeah.
more or less.
So that's been the biggest one I've noticed. Other than that, about the only other big shift I can remember is the when they came out with the 550 stuff. Stardust
Oh,
Memory.
Stardust Memory and Friends.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's more along the lines of like the cavalry and stuff like that, where it's more of like a meta adjustment more so than just like a meta splash.
yeah.
I don't know.
Replacement.
But even
Yeah,
that
the
had its
Gog
own
seared in the
shift
pan
once,
and burned out.
once more 500 suits became prominent too,
Mm-hmm.
because they were having an easier time countering them without having to also run them.
But yeah, have you guys seen what I was talking about with the team comp wise though? I mean, does that seem to be what you guys have been running into? Just seeing more like two support teams?
Yeah, I will say right
I've
now
been
it's
seeing
just
that.
three generals, 1 support, 1 raid.
I
So
disagree.
there
Not
are
really.
some
I've
pretty
seen-
balanced ones, but I have seen 2 for each.
I've seen a team
Like
of
just more
2
often,
raids.
or in
Yeah,
general?
Yeah,
'Cause
just
there's
more
more
often.
often, especially around
I was about to say,
6v6.
like, I still see
Like, I don't think anyone's
the
gonna
same
slap
sweaty
that shit
comp.
on the top like it's a car and be like, "This is the way." But totally has been more common.
Mm.
Although
Like-
I will say, like, I think one of the matches I saw, the top rated, one of the top rated clans in the clan battle had a double support comp. So I mean, there is that to consider too.
Woo, there we go. They're representing. There we go.
Uh-oh.
That's what I like to see. But
Well,
yeah.
now I'm wondering, how would you efficiently do a like a 2 support type of team thing? Like, would you keep trading off stuns on a opponent with 2 supports,
so.
or
Yeah, pretty much. And then also as far as the comp though of what kind of suits you like, you could pick a which I mean it unrestricted, that's kind of a different thing. But
I was gonna
like
say the interesting thing about this is that we're talking about clan, which is a little bit more coordinated versus just seeing pubs do it more often.
yeah.
So I think the pubs they tend to stick together a bit more, so
Mhm.
they focus down together. But you could also in clan just have them coordinate and pick targets at different angles, which would be a little bit more effective. Just so that if they do get closed in by something, they don't both go down.
I don't know. It seems like you got it backwards to me, Gustav.
I mean, do tell.
I mean,
Well-
I would just say I would reverse that personally. Like pickup groups kind of do their own thing, and the clan, like the more coordinated team, would actually focus fire. Just from kind of stuff I've seen, like you're gonna get a little bit of coordination to some degree if a pickup group, like because you're talking about in regards to like just a regular rated match, right?
Yeah, and just the idea that they're generally slower, so they kind of just wind up together compared to everyone else in the team rushing forward.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the only map that actively separates a team like that is the new city map as well.
I don't know. The only reason I disagree is because like I feel like whenever a team's in its most like in most cases efficient like form is when it's in a murder ball, and like I don't know if you're at a part where everyone is like kind of split up and the supports are supporting, like you kind of get both roles. But I think more often than not, in an efficient case, the double support team especially in a more coordinated team, would be attacking the same target. But maybe I may just not have a good understanding of supports.
Wait,
There's
so
also
it just makes
that
sense.
idea of the blood and water mentality. So like the minute something gets hurt and they're within range of it, like most pub teams will probably focus that person down, especially if they get separated.
okay, so you are saying, okay, sorry. I thought what Emblem was describing was what you said, and I was like, wait, did I hear that backwards? So yeah, I would say like because a lot of times you call out a primary in like teams. So
And you focus it down, right?
yeah, you're a lot of times for most things is, I mean, again, this is where I've done stuff with like MOBAs and stuff, but I mean, a lot of times you're all like either one guy says it and everybody does it, or one guy says it and then everybody repeats it. So, you see a Gundam and that's the first target. So like one guy will go Gundam and then you'll hear Gundam, 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 because everybody's just shouting out the same thing and everybody's on the same page. And then boom, that's dead. Next guy calls out, okay, push base or whatever, and then whatever the strat is, and that's kind of
Splitting deeps is usually not a good idea.
yeah, because you wanna get them if you can some kind of staggered where they've got like two guys, you got three low, and then I guess this is 6v6, so you got three of them just you've killed off, and then you're getting three of them low, then boom, three drop, and then those three drop, and then if you guys keep dying as a group, then you're all up at the same time, and then you can keep them doing an ants go marching one by one type situation. Which I mean, really, they should pull back and try to regroup, but that would be the good team versus the bad team decision making kind of thing. But a lot of times too, though, which this is kind of a game where they promote having a high score for kills. So I do kind of get the focus fire on the blood in the water kind of sense. But
Mhm.
at the same time, it's like stun locking, I think, is kind of more of the key factor here, as far as I think like the team is going to stun lock the person with the supports, right? So like one support will fire, then the other one's cannon hits, then some general comes in and melees twice, and then the cannons come in and hit while he's backed up, and then they push forward melee again to kill the dude, right? That kind of thing might happen. And when someone's dead, you can call it out that we've got him, and the other like two or three push on to the next target or something. So I think that kind of would be maybe what you're getting at, Gustav, more. Whereas like I would agree in the sense that everybody sees a low health target and then they just tunnel vision that low health target
Yeah.
till it's dead. But the problem is if they tunnel vision the target, that's why a lot of times I can bait people into like pushing ahead too far with those public groups, because then sometimes they will get separated because these three guys decide to chase me. Now we've got a 5v3 situation going on where these three guys were like, that's probably a bad idea kind of thing.
Right. And I mean, again, like with pubs, it's definitely more like behavioral patterns as opposed to them actively trying to figure this shit out. So there's a certain flow, and I think the flow of certain game modes changes just as much as the meta, regardless of what they're trying to use. Certain things like taking E on Tropical Desert, and that's still prioritized over anything else because we haven't found anything better, things like that.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that's really interesting. I've been curious to see if like Deserted City is in any competitive play, and I've kind of been wanting to watch to see how they're taking like E and F, because a lot of times I'll just go plant right at one point and I can see E, or if I'm on the other side I'll plant and I can see F, and then it's like, oh, they're capping it, boom, dead. Like I had that down for the mass production type during ranked. Every time it was Deserted City, I was getting a kill right at the beginning. I was like, let's start this tilt fest. Here we go.
Oh no.
Because
yeah,
like
people leave their mobile suit out in the open and just get free shots on it.
oh yeah. And,
Then
or
they
even
start
if
on behind building, but yeah, and you would just get around it and start wailing on them before they could get back or snipe their cap point.
well, that's the
So
thing.
that
Like
their
I killed them
suit's
at the
just
cap.
abandoned.
And then so I kill the pilot at the cap point. Then they respawn in and fly over to the cap point. Then I kill him again. Then for some reason that same guy just is like, I've got to cap this point, and I'm just like dead. And then like I just see disconnected on the enemy team, and I'm like, I wonder if that's that guy.
Just perhaps.
So like,
I've
yeah.
had one rage quit, but that's pretty intense.
Yeah, like I've had a few times where because I just focus that on Deserted City, I focus that spot. Like if you're E and F, I always go for that kill every time. I even got it with the Dom Barrage missiles once. That was pretty legit. But yeah, anything else with the meta? Anything else we want to cover with that?
I just touched on that. Maniac kind of mentioned it, but machine guns definitely seem more prevalent.
Yeah, I think the change of machine guns and beam weaponry have been kind of at the I don't want to say the all-time high, but more relevant than they used
I will say with the beam weaponry
weapons
for
don't feel
sure.
too much different though.
I mean, they just seem like there's a lot more at lower, like any lower cost that have beam weapons. It seems like they're using that over.
Yeah,
I might not play low cost enough, but
I've seen quite a bit of 300s where the ground Gundams are pulling out beam rifles instead of their rocketers.
Yeah, like I actually
Quite
had
a
a
bit.
fellow ground Gundam with me on a match that was whipping out the beam rifle. I was a little surprised that I was gonna for sure have the bazooka.
And
Then,
and the same thing with like the white
the
dingo
ground Gundam or the ground GM?
No, ground Gundam is the only
Ground
one that
Gundam.
can rip out beam rifle.
be cool
I
if
guess
the
it doesn't seem too weird to me because I always mained the ground type beam rifle anyway because it seemed like a more versatile weapon to me.
I mean, just typical
so maybe I
bazooka
just
meta
didn't notice
stuff.
it.
Another one was the same thing with White Dingo Sniper 2 as well. I've been seeing the beam rifle instead of the Zook.
I thought you were gonna say the bullpup because I was like, yeah,
No.
you're right.
No,
I
the
see
White
kids
Dingo.
around the bullpup all day.
Well, one thing real quick with the ground Gundam too, we have access to it now pretty readily for people since the release. Everybody got it. I didn't have that suit, and now, I mean, that's another thing too. Since we've got it, I'm seeing it more. But before, I would see it, and then, when I started playing with it, I used the beam, and that I saw it with the beam more than the bazooka anyway. But I think now that we have access to the beam suits at that cost, and it's just readily there, I think that's why we're kind of seeing it more. Because I mean, if I'm playing 250 though, if I'm playing 200 or 250, it's bazooka meta. 200, 250 is still straight up bazooka meta all day, every day.
Yep, definitely. I try to change it up. Usually, in 200 and 250, I main the Zaku commander type with the machine gun. That's it.
Well, I mean, support you can get away with though a little easier.
You can get away with, but even then, like I've pulled off Gym Command with a ball pup and 200. See, I don't really use generals in 200. I really don't. I usually use either raids or supports.
I'm gonna say most other people don't either, because like, have you ever been in a lobby and like when the first screen comes up, everyone pretty much has like a bunch of supports pre-highlighted. It's like draw, almost all yellow.
Yeah, and then everybody starts hitting the button.
Starts to scramble like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
Yep. And then people are like, God damn it, now I gotta go grab a raid, and then everybody chases for the raid, and then
it was like, oh,
hey man,
I lock in general.
I lock in, type all support, say I count on you. I'm like, I'm ready to go. My body is ready for this team comp.
In all honesty, I really do think 200 cost, if you run a full support team, it's going to be almost a definite due to the DPS and high amounts of, I guess, long-range artillery.
Yeah, there's just so many options, too.
Well, and then there's not really that many suits that really have, really good anti-beam or live ammo. They're just kind of sitting there like you know the meme of like Patrick in his little in his little sweater, just kind of sitting there like, okay, we exist.
Just rail thin fucking armor on
Oh
everything.
my gosh, for
Like
real
the
though.
light armor is like an in that compared to
What is it? Sorry, you cut out.
like the light armor by comparison is like, well, it seems pretty normal compared to everything else. Everything just gets touched by a couple of bullets, and it's like, wow, it's like a good chunk of my health gone now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you get clapped by the anti-ship rifle and you cry.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I forgot Zuda starts at 250, so yeah, like your 250 is
I just got a
K-move as well.
Come off at like
K-move at 200 as well.
200,
So yeah,
yeah.
people are
I
gonna
got-
get smacked by that.
Gotta get that strip beam rifle and just start poking at their legs and hope they don't get you back.
that was a
Right.
sad day for raids, man.
Oh, that shit's so scary.
And then not only that, it's like it also has fake beacon, which means like you don't like you have to take like a split second going like, wait a minute, I don't remember a K-move being on my team. Wait a minute. Gets smacked by the anti-ship. Oh gosh.
Oh,
For real though, that anti-ship though, it is tasty to hit with.
Oh yeah.
Boo.
boo!
Boo this man.
Oh, that is
Boo
great.
this man!
Oh man, that is fantastic.
Yeah, EG is like starting to slowly but surely become the king of like scum meta at this point. He's gonna start a new wave.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
the
just cheese.
Xeong cheese, man.
The cheese.
The EG Xeong cheese. Let's go. Gotta get that cheddar, guys. Gotta get that cheddar.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of, you know, of course I decided to do some whaling. And of course I didn't get the flight type. I'm like, god damn it. I wanted the flight type
I haven't
too.
run this in a million years, so I'm just like, give it a shot.
I really want the flight type. Man, I would have way too much fun.
I'm
with
still
it.
waiting for them to do the other flight type, or at least
Yeah.
another flight suit in general, and we'll see how that starts
would-
to change things. Like, I feel like in an example of something that could have done a shift and just didn't, it just didn't have enough going for it.
Hmm.
Definitely the test type, for sure. Had a
If
honeymoon period, people got it and started running it just for shits, and then it just disappeared.
If they do bring in the other flight type, I honestly think it's going to be a really nice 400, 450 suit. I can definitely see it at 400, 450. Or
Yep.
350.
Let it keep the speed, give it the Gatling, and run it as porter raid.
Right.
That'd be pretty good.
I would like it to be a support, but I can understand why it would become a raid.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would have the same Gatling shield as the custom.
The only way I would be happy with it being support is if it didn't move like a support.
No, just make it a fast support, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just let's start that era now. Just make it a fucking fast support.
I mean, the
I'll take
Bishop
it.
is a pretty fast support in space. I mean, just give him his speed stats on there, you know. Have it with forced injectors. Who knows? I don't know.
I think I've been spoiled speed-wise by the Saikimyu in that regard.
Yep. Bishop
So
and
just-
Saikamu Saku, yeah. Those boys can do some nice speed.
Xeon, guys.
Just
That's all you need.
flailing its thruster butt at people, just like, nah, man, I'm getting out of here right now. Just wiggle at us flailing. Wow, watch out!
No, like, honestly, when I was playing the Saikamu, I'm just like, all I could just think of is just going like, woo! Just doing that.
Step on a space
Because that's
banana
literally what it is. It's just like, whoa!
Like, how fast can you make your pilot barf?
Oh gosh.
Well, there's no G-forces in space, so you can't. So really, there wouldn't be. Because that's the only way you would make yourself barf is there's G-forces. There's no G-forces in space.
Like,
Unless-
as far as like just giving people whiplash and stuff, all I'm saying, like the gift that I made of Double Zeta, that is my like host and raid gif from that
Mhm.
from like it's like from like the third or fourth episode where it's just moving back and forth. Like everybody that's everybody that's on the argument is dead.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, because it goes back and forth so fast. It's like, what? Come on, guys.
It's doing something lewd to that garbage pile. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh god. Well, that's why they started putting those reactive like safety bags and suits too, because people are dying just from getting
Yeah.
jostled around in their cockpits.
Yeah. Oh, what was a good example? Oh yeah, counterattack.
It's Thursday.
When Char's escape pod gets slammed into Axis.
Or like what? I think his suit had the cockpit in the head, didn't it? Or like it wasn't in the chest. So like he got punched in the face by Amuro, and then it did
it ejected out of the head. But just imagine, like, oh yeah, you get punched in the head and your cockpit just jumps out.
No big deal. Just
Oops.
Well, then you also have to realize
you're like, well, shit.
Well, you also have to realize how big the Sazabi and the new Gundam were. They were like what, 93 meters tall or something like that.
Yeah, like I think
they were
huge.
Is
like one of the big. It's not the biggest, but it's like one of the bigger, like, standard.
The new Gundam was
with funnels or without funnels, though.
No, I mean it's just a big boy.
I mean, wasn't it 20% bigger though than the Gundam? The new Gundam was.
Yeah, and Gundam is like one of the bigger ones, even because they started to make them more compact over time.
Which the funny thing is I've got the Gundam and the new Gundam figures from the same toy line in there, and it's just like
the same
it's
size.
like here's the Gundam, here's the new Gundam. It's like I don't know, that's not twice as big. Come on.
Well, the new Gundam here. Let me look at the overall height, 23 meters. Okay, so I was wrong. So 23 meters. 23 meters for the new Gundam, and what, like the RX-78 was 19 meters, 18 meters. So it jumped in like what? Jumped like 10, 12 meters. Something like that.
Wait, what?
That's some serious vertical leap.
Yeah, overall height's 23 meters for the new Gundam.
And what was the
Gundam? The Gundam's 18.
So 5 meters?
5 meter jump, yeah. That's huge though. 5 meters. Whole meters.
That's pretty good, because then then you have to
scale it.
Then you have to scale it all up too.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was a big boy.
What were you saying though about the Sniper 2 White Dingo? Before we got off on the 200 costs.
People are using the beam rifle L as opposed to like
So like the ground beam rifle on the Sniper 2 White Dingo. I've been seeing that a lot. Either that or the rocket launcher.
You can definitely get into a good pace with it, and I've seen people play with the beam rifle L really aggressively, like mid to close, just snapshotting people in the face, and then going in with their melee like they're a regular Blue Zuka kind of suit. It's doable. Cool. It's a little risky, but like you're talking about legit holding that fire button down, focusing on your cursor like between actions, and just hoping you can like nail it. It's almost like holding a bow in that case, because you're just holding it down. Maybe you don't charge it all the way, but you're waiting for the right moment to loose it.
Wouldn't the sniper just be pretty much better? Like what's the overheat?
Rifle? I mean,
you have to stand still to fire the ground type beam rifle.
That's a nice thing. Yeah, you can
I did do that.
Charging it.
I think the first time I ever ran the White Dingo sniper, I actually did it with the ground beam rifle. It's actually pretty nice.
Okay, maybe I'm just weird, but I honestly do not understand what that feels like. Like, I do not feel the difference between like firing something that fires on the run. I guess. I mean, I like that is just something I cannot relate to, like at all.
I mean, like as someone who's done it for so long, because like the ground type I got pretty early on, and I was running that and a couple other things. And especially once I started to get into Gelgoogs more, like the difference between running the regular Gelgoog beam rifle versus the one that the desert support type gets.
Oh yeah, the long range sniper rifle or whatever. Oh gosh, I hate that thing. as a person who would use supports, I'm more of a like mid-range support type of person. That's why I threw the Goog rifle on the ground Goog, because I'm just like, no, I'll stick with the team and get some damage in.
Yeah, just bully along with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really do snipers or even long
And yeah,
range.
this is me
tanks.
being a dumbass because like I'm running the long barrel machine gun on my sniper still.
I can
So
approve of that though.
if it's goofy, I'll do it. And that's me not having to scope down or do anything. It's just pure ASL and then following up with my Vulcans and the Sternfaust.
Hey, that's how I do it.
In all honesty, I'm surprised that you can't throw like an MMP-80 or a Zaku, because in theory you should be able to, because it's just live ammo. It's not.
Right.
It's not beam weaponry being hooked up to the backpack or anything like that.
If anything, they
Yeah.
should give you the option to take the pack off if you're not going to use the rifle.
Right.
I think it's integrated though, right?
Yeah, the backpack is integrated with the actual thrusters and the charging the beam.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Well, not charging of the beam, but it has
To actually have
power.
it prep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike the sniper, this confuses the hell out of me.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we
This, oh my gosh. I'm sorry for going on a tangent here. But why the hell does the sniper have a huge backpack, but yet the sniper rifle doesn't connect to the backpack, unlike the Zaku sniper?
go. It
Like,
goes
I'm
through the hand,
confu-
man. It goes through the hand.
Yeah.
Gotta put your
I
team
don't care that it
somewhere.
has a plug in the hand, alright? I'm trying to figure out what the hell the backpack's for.
Gotta put your team somewhere, man.
Yeah.
That's what the
Oh,
weapon
gosh.
racks do. That's the equivalent.
I say the weapon rack
Yeah.
is just it's storing like
Yeah.
and that's the funny thing too, is because like what in Versus the weapon rack was literally so you could have your different configurations. So in this it's just kind of there to emphasize that it's just a support, I guess. I don't know what it's actually carrying what's there. Like this is why it moves so slow. No, don't fight this.
That's why supports don't get dodge rolls.
And
It's
then
just got this big thing on its back long.
Those
For,
that
why
backpack's
is
so
it there?
cumbersome.
I don't know.
Yeah, why would
That's
you
what
put
its
that?
extra ammo is, I guess.
And
Make
then
it a back shield or something. Fuck, at least give it some utility.
Dude, they make
So-
those back shields. I demand we riot on the Twitter.
Yeah, I
Hashtag
bet you
Team
do.
Shield.
well, that Gelgoog
No,
on
wait.
the back, like,
Now
the
hold
Gelgoog
on.
shield's
I
just
think
sitting
that's
on
a
the back.
fine. That's a fine one. I can agree with that one.
See, you put
That one's not too.
here's how you use the mass-produced Gelgoog properly, right? You throw back armor on it while it has its shield on there, and just reinforce the shield.
Yep. No stabs. Still get knocked down, but if you flop on your face, at least you're safe.
I use the level 3 weapons rack at that point. Be like, okay, cool story, Nox. Cool story,
Yep, just
Pixie.
blow up
Come at me and blow
your
up my
feet.
shield.
You got no legs now.
Oh no.
What happened, Lieutenant Dan? You got no legs.
Yeah, that would probably happen. That downswing is gross. But
Legs?
leg
I've
buffer,
never heard of
leg
it.
armor. We're good.
Leg armor. Yep. Oh gosh, that's another thing. Like the leg armor.
What
parts.
emblem?
That's got a really good skill. You
Oh.
ever seen the one where it's got like Antonio Banderas or whatever? That little like gift thing where it's like at his laptop and he's just like something really good at, and he's just like,
Yeah.
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 I was like, what's?
It was just one of those moments in game because I got control level 2, which gives me like +2 to my effective area. So it was definitely one of those situations.
It's like,
Don't like, damn, that's a good skill. Keep going though.
stock that bitch.
Give me the loot.
But yeah, I forgot where we were.
Well, we went into a.
It was a
tangent
tangent,
within-
so,
Oh
like,
yeah,
don't worry
yeah.
about
Oh
it.
yeah, weapons rack,
So
shield, and legs gone, leg armor. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Okay.
So
Well,
what
anyway.
about we just kind of.
Well, I mean, I guess we've covered the meta stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Do we want to just move on to the New Year's stuff?
I guess so, because at that point,
New Year's is
And
happening.
again, there are this would have, well, I guess technically we're probably going to talk about what suit we're thinking next, but yeah, the pay points to pick a topic thing in between topics is a thing now.
Man.
500 points.
Do you know, there was something that I just now thought of, and I don't understand why I didn't think of this before. Can we please get the level 3 Alex and Camphor already? Make that like the next, like have it as a background banner for Christmas, and then drop like, I don't know. I guess Zeta suits would be too early. I guess like, I
They
don't know.
might this
Like the Nemo and or the Gym 3 and the Hyzak would be nice by now.
I feel like we're constantly on the cusp of them like having to decide when they're gonna blow their load
You're
when
right.
it comes
Yeah,
to
pretty
moving
much.
to that era.
I
Like, are
think-
they gonna
I
keep
think
doing
Zeta's
these
gonna be
side
next
suits and like
anniversary.
alternate? Or
Yeah, that'll probably be at the anniversary. That would make sense. That's when they did
That
all
would
the,
make sense for the anniversary to actually.
Yeah.
Well, see, what I was thinking was setting us up for the anniversary. You know, just having, get 550, Alex and Camphor out of the way, so at least there, and try to get some, leveling up some more suits as we go
Mhm.
along before we hit the next anniversary. That's what I was thinking they were going to do. Like, just
so we've run through the GBO1 suits that are left, right?
Mhm.
Like we've already thought about that.
Right,
Are
and we
there
already
any-
know that the land combat type is the reward for the whatever that clan ranked stuff was.
Right. Which kind of implies that might be the pull they're pulling from. If we see a pattern, I would definitely hope so. That'd be interesting. But it also brings up the idea of like, how much more fodder do we have for actual banners if that does turn out to be the case?
Right.
Well, that would kind of bring up the idea of if it is spread out, because it's a long time, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, because
maybe
between them there's like 2 months for whatever
maybe
suits
we
those
start
are actually
seeing
gonna
like
be.
Advance of Zeta and stuff like that. Maybe
That'd be nice. Maybe like prototype Zeta stuff or like,
Oh man, yeah.
of course, the Hazel cousin. Somewhere in this universe, Aoshi is just like crying out for like Hazel stuff
Yeah.
or like the Quell and things like that too.
Hazels and Jim Quells. Well, Jim Quell was technically end of 83 though.
Mm.
So
What does Zeta consider like 80?
88 to no,
Yeah, or
88
like
to
87?
88 to 90, I think.
Okay.
Because 87 to like almost 90 because Double Zeta ended. Oh shoot, when did Sentinel? Was Sentinel before Double Zeta?
I think it was what suits were prominent in Sentinel?
The Sentinel.
Well, I mean, yeah, but what is it based off of?
Well, there was still Titans remnants.
Mm.
Chat says Double Zeta ends at the end of or at the start of 0089.
Okay. Sentinel was before Double Zeta? I believe, right? Double Zeta was... No. Sentinel was before Double Zeta. It had to have been. Because...
To the wiki. I
to
don't
the
know.
wiki.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it would be before Double Zeta.
Yeah. So
think.
so then we can go through Zeta stuff and then possibly Sentinel.
In the
But I
like
think
in the interim, yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah. But here's the issue though: Sentinel units are huge.
Yeah,
Like they're like Hathaway's Flash huge.
they're almost like Dendrobium huge.
Yeah. The Deep Striker is bigger than the Dendrobium.
And it's the range on it's absurd.
Oh, come on now. We're never going to get the Deep Striker.
Kind of cool if we did though.
You're not wrong, but
If we got the Deep Striker, then we need the Dendrobium.
I mean,
right?
yeah, the
we'll get the
retroactively,
Deep Striker
right?
before we ever get the Deep Striker, okay?
All right.
We could just make those fucking hero units. Just absurd things that are only like usable in certain modes.
Yeah, like that's an interesting. Just having high-end, like high-cost hero units or something like that. New Gundam being at like
Oh my god.
900 cost.
Like they just started
gosh.
like going past their original timeline. Like, nah, fucking New Gundam, let's go.
Oh no, fuck it. High New Gundam. We're gonna have the
Whoa.
charged funnels.
The final anniversary just has like all that shit.
So
like-
what you're telling me is that they're just gonna slap a next at the end.
Well, you know
Oh
what?
my
That
gosh.
would be a cool transition though, right? Like, oh, this is what it could kind of be like. And then they just go Operation Next 2 shows up. And then everyone who was always asking, like, where's my Wing Gundam?
Yeah,
It's like,
and then-
finally, this
yeah.
is the moment.
right.
Oh gosh.
My time has come.
But so as far as what we know, one thing I was kind of curious on, Emblem, it sounded like you were saying like there was actually some more information other than just, hey, we're getting information tomorrow.
Uh,
As far as
not that I'm aware of.
the countdown stuff, Christmas.
In
Oh,
theory, it
I
would,
mean,
it should be
I've
the
got
next
like
update.
I've got like the links to last year's stuff.
Mm.
Oh, okay,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Last year,
So was that just Christmas though? Like, did
That
they
was
actually
Christmas
just
it was
and
holiday kind of thing. It was like the end of the year holiday.
It was Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
So is this a new kind of event though, or is this gonna just be Christmas and New Year's, and that's what they're talking about?
It's probably it's probably like it's probably similar to Halloween. They'll like rehash the old stuff and put out some new stuff probably.
Oh, I can see that.
They're just calling it something different, like essentially.
Right.
A countdown event,
Right.
yeah.
I still
But I
want.
mean, it
level
even feels
3
like
Odyssey.
it feels like it's around like I didn't get a good chance to like analyze it or anything because I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But
I mean,
what was the event runtime for the countdown event?
I thought it was like all the way till the 31st.
Yeah, from this update to the 31st.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
the
the
Battle Up
21st
Winter
and
Festival started on December 4th.
Okay, so tomorrow.
oh,
So pretty much just that.
okay. Well, that's pretty cool then. Okay, well,
So
check
that's
this out.
Ta-da.
right. So 2:00 a.m. Of what was it? Thursday morning. We're gonna have our stuff. Eastern time, 2:00 a.m.
Pretty cool.
I know on the Twitter post, people are already wringing their hands at the idea of like, ooh, extra spins and shit. Let's go.
Yeah. Yay! That's yay!
But,
Extra spins.
here,
I can get everything.
I'll, I'll go over what we had last year and kind of put up some stuff that we've seen, just some stuff people post into the Discord and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of go from there. So, one of the first events, which here I'll do this also. Excuse me, I'll do this also. There's the waiting for my enter button. Hello. There we go. There's the pages I'm looking at though. So that those of you in the call can follow along. But one of the first things I had was a PlayStation Network card that gave you the level 1 Gundam.
Yep, I do remember that.
There was 50% off 53 tokens pack.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The second week had a step up lottery. Let's see. That was half off first spin. 2-star times 1.5 and a guaranteed 3-star. Nothing too crazy because we get those like all the time now. But I think that was like
pretty neat
I
back
won't
then.
say it was the first one, but it was a pretty big deal then.
Oh yeah, the fourth week was when the Garrett Schmitzerzaku released on tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
Week 3 was the kind of like the base camp transformation. So they had all the winter decorations. Like they had Bernie's Santa Claus balloons like around the base camp, Christmas tree, like snowmen shaped like the ball and the
Look at that little snowman
and
Gundam
Haro
in
and
the
stuff like
picture.
that. That's when they announced the Camphor and Alex, as well as the leak of the hot new map, Deserted City.
Mm.
Yeah, and then like the fourth week is the Zaku one that everybody voted for.
Yeah.
And there was also a login bonus where you could get 30 tokens for logging in over 13 days. And that's like the first part of it. And then afterwards, the New Year's holiday campaign, which picked up right after the winter campaign on December 27th, introduced the hot new mobile suits, the Blue Destiny 2 and 3.
Which was just another wailing. So like
Oh,
not
yeah.
only do we get the people would be wailing for the Alex and Camphor, then that other week everybody was wailing for the Blue Destiny 2 and 3.
And this
That's
is when
pretty crazy.
and during this campaign, this is when you could actually like compete or play to unlock the Zaku 1 GS.
Yeah.
So at that point,
Limited missions or
you
It
had to
wasn't
buy it with
unlocked.
tickets.
No, I think
I mean-
the GS was specifically tickets. I do.
Yeah, that's what I
remember
said.
that. There was no unlocking of it.
I mean, you might just not like the terminology, but you unlocked a suit, man.
I mean,
Like you
I
pay
guess.
tickets to unlock the suit.
One thing that's really cool here though is the 4 step up, with the last one being, and at this point I'm like, no, I wish I had more tokens. Why am I not saving like I normally do? Because with the 4th step being all lottery items are mobile suits. What in the world? And a guaranteed 3-star.
Oh, was that from the last Christmas event?
Mm.
Yeah, it's showing
that
up.
was.
Yeah, that's insane.
So the interesting thing is that they also, this is around the time that they were doing their first recruit event.
Mhm.
And at the bottom here, the login bonus was going up in like increments. So it's like 2, 2, 3, 3, and then 5 up to 10 for the last one. So I wonder if we would do another wave of that, or at least something like that in the guise of something else.
It'd be kind of cool. Like,
I think they would probably do something similar.
just to have like another recruiting campaign so that
Mhm.
new players have some kind of boost.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be a good idea, especially for the holiday season, because people like consoles sell during the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So there'll be a lot of new
And it's a
players getting into
Yeah,
battle.
and Battle Up's a free game, so like that's like hey, get Battle Up, get
Just
PS4.
keep printing out that money.
At least
Yep.
try it.
And if I didn't mention in the BD 1 and 2 banner, that was a 4-step up that cost 30 tokens per roll.
Yeah.
And each step like did stuff. So the first step guaranteed 1 2-star mobile suit. The second step doubled the chance, or give it a standard 50% boost to 2-star rates. Step 3 guaranteed a 3-star mobile suit in the lotto. And step 4 guaranteed that all lotto items were only mobile suits, and you got at least 1 3-star mobile suit.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's insane. Like, that's why I'm like, no, I wish I had tokens right now. If they're gonna do that, I'm saving everything.
Yeah,
Till
you definitely want to save up for Christmas and New Year's. The rolls are gonna be pretty big, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another banner or like paywall locked suit come out around this time too.
Barf.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I hope
Like,
not. I hope we don't see that repeat. But yeah,
I think this
it
is
could happen.
definitely the best time for them to introduce another one. I would say.
So that we can get the English speaking salt in there too.
Yep.
There we go.
Pay to win, baby. Pay to win.
It's definitely a suit that's stuck around in its cost range. Like, it hasn't really been sidelined for anything.
Oh yeah. I'm actually scared of it too when I'm playing the Xeon. It's one of the suits that
'Cause it's
I know
fast.
can
It's pretty
keep up and actually kind of outmaneuver me. So, and then I saw somebody do some crazy maneuvers with it. Like, they over boosted,
Mhm.
and they started doing their like dodge roll around a guy
Thunderbolt
to
zigzags, just like
melee him in the back to where like the dude couldn't tackle them, and I was just like, what was that? Like, what in the world? And then like the dude was just like, I was just like, wow, that was crazy. Like he just wrecked the dude in 10 seconds.
That
And
was some
then
Swish-like gameplay.
yeah, that's pretty swish. But for real though, like it was insane. Like I needed to clip that. That was intense. But definitely don't like that it's such a good suit though too, and it was behind a paywall. And that there's no way to get it still.
I was gonna say, well, they made you go through the whole step thing to get it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which
Had to made it sound kind of good.
yes, but I don't know.
Didn't they make it as a? Didn't they make the animation for a drop capsule?
Yep, and then
Yeah.
we later got that again, but it was
But it
For
was
the
for
fish
sticker.
design.
That
the
was for the
goddamn
sticker.
sticker.
I was like,
Oh my gosh.
what?
Motherfucking bitch sticker.
I was like, what is it? Oh
I-
my gosh.
I like it, and I put it on my backpack, but it's still a fucking sticker.
What are you getting out of this drop pod? A
You just gotta walk in there. You
Well,
just hear it
no.
go. What was in there? Those.
Like for real though, like as soon as like, so a friend of mine was doing a 10 spin with that on that banner, and it was just like, I was like, no way, is it in the game? And then they're like, what? And I'm like, dude, I can't believe you. And then it just pops up the sticker, and I'm like, never mind, just ignore me.
Don't mind me. It's so sad.
So,
Cries in eternal pain.
well, I mean, like they didn't know exactly what it would have signified, other than like my hype of being like, no way, you just got, I don't believe it, no way, like I'm the one like super hyped, and they're just like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, this is bullshit.
Gustav, do you remember? I don't know how long ago this was, but there was a black box in the lottery at some point, and it had a 3-star suit. I don't remember what that was. It was black, and then like it had gold trim. Do you
Gold trim.
remember?
See, I remember, and it's something that has happened recently. Is the black ship, right?
Well, not
Black
the
Medea.
But this
gal
is
or
different,
the.
right?
Oh,
Wait,
wait
you're
a
talking
minute.
about the
There
Black
was
Medea, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
been
Black
Yeah,
Medea.
the Black Medea. Yeah.
So that gave me the VG when that happened to me, but I had already had it at that point from the event beforehand.
Because I remember it, but I don't remember what I got out of it. Because I swear I got like a 3-star out of it when
Yeah,
I
and I
first got it
mean,
on the JP account.
VG is a 3-star, right? I always forget.
No, it's a 2-star.
Is it? Gross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, White Dingo and that is 2-star.
No,
I
wait.
wanna
Did
say
you think
that,
it said D or G?
VD or VG?
No, VG.
Oh, the Gelgoog.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. No, that's not bad. Here, I thought you said VD Goof.
No, because if it was a VD Goof, I would have been pretty upset.
Oh gosh.
Like I still had a dupe, but at least it was a high end dupe.
So was it
but I
the?
want to say those are just visual representations of guaranteed draws, because I've gotten the box you were talking about before, Maniac.
Okay.
I know there's the Black Medea, but I haven't seen the box.
Just the box, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Isn't that where that
exactly.
whole confirmation about guaranteed draws at their certain point came from?
I think so. Because I do remember. I don't remember if I actually got that box before. I must have and not remembered.
The mystery shall continue unless we can clip it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maniac, do you remember if that was before or after they added the unique animation for cosmetics?
You know, that's a good question.
That might be what that was
Um,
originally.
You know, I think it was before. Maybe. Like, maybe it was like at the cusp where they were going to release them. I can't remember off the top of my
If that's the
that's
case,
an
we may
interesting
never
thought.
see it again.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I saw it was, honestly, but that's interesting to think about.
Let me see if I can like look of getting it.
That's a clip to hunt down. The hunt for the black
Yeah.
box.
Let me see if I can find it somewhere.
Was in
Because
a
that-
box.
Because I specifically remember this.
Totally not a severed head.
Oops.
Spoilers.
But so yeah, as far as the New Year's countdown stuff, though, I mean that pretty much covers most of it. So hopefully we get some good suits with it. I'm pretty hyped now, though. Actually, to be honest, like, yeah, I'm coming in later after that. Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Now you get to experience it in full.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was actually going to add a few things to it, just to follow up on it. Like, don't forget, like during the holidays season too, they add the snowball throwing animation, so
Yeah.
you can throw snowballs at each other. They had a variant animation where you did like the dough and giant snowball boulder throw. And like, don't forget too, we have new in-game features now too, like camera mode's a thing. So there could be another like GOG Hunt-esque event for New Year's and Christmas now too.
Like Santa balloons will actually be the
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Or something like that. Like, I don't know. Maybe unlock Bernie as an operator. I wish.
Or maybe
But,
we'll have like a picture display to hang out at.
yeah. So there's some cool stuff that they can do. That'll be interesting. Has anyone used picture mode since the Halloween stuff has gone away? I think I
No.
opened it up by accident once and didn't do anything.
I think
Yeah, it just
mainly just
doesn't do
because I
anything.
don't hang out with anybody in base camp. Like if that was the thing people did more consistently, I guess.
I
don't
tried to get it to do something, but I couldn't get it to do anything.
I don't think it works as an actual. I think it was made specifically
Well, you're
for
supposed to just hit the
GOG.
share button. That's like what I was guessing.
Yeah, I guess. Just you have to share to take the picture that way. That would make sense.
Yeah.
But I also haven't played it, so I'm not sure. But we could see some new stuff with the little mechanics. I'd be interested, just before we get off of New Year speculation, if like War in the Pocket was an easy like year one pick, but what would be like the big Christmas suit that you guys like, if there was going to be like a series they dip into for Christmas, like are there any other like Christmas based series?
The level
Or no?
3, Alex.
I was just thinking that level 3.
No, I mean,
Alex
but you mentioned at the
Camper.
beginning, and like that
Yeah.
one's definitely gonna be like an easy level 3.
Like side
upgrade.
banner.
I can
Great.
see that, yeah, as a side banner, but I honestly can't think of anything else, because
Has there been
if-
anything else like Christmas-ish?
That's what I'm trying to think of, because the only Christmas-esque UC show was 008.
Hmm.
Because other than that, alternate universes would be Wing.
Yeah, that's true. They did the whole big thing for that.
Yeah. As far as I know, I don't think there was any Christmas event in Gundam history besides.
How about
What
anything
about
that
it?
had like colder climate settings in general?
Oh, that's an interesting thought. As far as I know, the only one that I could think of is 0080 in the mountains with the high gog.
Yeah, at the
I can't think of
yes.
anything else.
Like Kurgrace in chat kind of brought it up on my end before I could say it myself. But like,
Battle
I know,
of Kilimanjaro. Yeah, that was kind
Was
of
that?
in the winter. That was in the winter. The Battle of Kilimanjaro in Zeta, where they had the second round with the Psycho Gundam.
so we're gonna get the Psycho Gundam out. There we go.
There we go.
Alright.
That's it.
that'll
Psycho
be
Gundam.
for year
Psycho.
30.
Psycho Gundam. There we go.
But
what were you gonna say, Emblem?
I still, this goes back to old discussions I've had about like dynamic suits. But the Chobodam armor, Alex, would be an interesting addition.
Oh, yeah, that'd be neat. Give it both SMGs, please.
The Opsilus. Oh my gosh! Please no.
Yes.
no.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you want to think about it like that, there's no heat in space, so like spacesuits are up for par because it's cold in space, right, or something.
Sure. I'll
Put
take
the
that
L-
one.
We can connect.
I'll go with the
Bulk
Elmet.
type. Bulk K type confirmed? Question mark.
Zachrello confirmed.
Oh my god.
Here, real quick. I'm gonna go let him out real quick. But if you guys want to continue into what you think the suit's gonna be tomorrow as well, we can do that too. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think it'd be cool, like level 1, you know, Chobodam armor Alex or full armor Alex or whatever.
That would be nice.
variant
Yeah, that
Alex,
would be
you know,
Chopra
kinda go
armor.
into.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because what's the like? Doesn't Alex like type suit that has a cannon, right?
No,
No.
No.
It didn't get that far.
it didn't get
Poor
that far.
Alex.
I thought there was. I
No.
thought there was some. I feel like I've seen like some MSV type of deal. Maybe not
It's-
necessarily exactly MSV, but like, isn't there like
I mean,
chat telling me there is a full
katana
armor
is
Alex and
yeah, but even then, it wasn't really. Let me look it up.
Let's see, so the variant is the full armor, right?
F.A. Alex Gundam.
Yeah, Mecha makes a good point. I mean, the Kai's in the game, so we could get katana stuff.
I mean, there is an FA. Yeah, there is an FA78 NT1. It does exist. Looks like it has the same. Looks like it has the same double beam gun or double beam cannon. Oh, double beam cannon, not double beam rifle. That's interesting. It's a cannon. Okay.
Bang,
And then it
bang.
has the same cannon and it has the same. Does it have the same missile pods? It does. So essentially it's the full armor Gundam, but just the Alex.
Yep. Which I would assume means it's a little lighter and maybe faster.
I could definitely see a 450.
What if they go out of their way to
Or
make it
500.
space only? That'd be kind of shitty.
Got
For
him.
pity's sake.
Got him.
Oh my gosh,
Got
please
him.
no. Like space specifications, yeah, that's fine, but like, please, for the love of God, don't make it. Oh, so it got developed into the full custom striker, or full armor
Yo.
striker custom.
What the fuck?
The
Hold
full
on, I
armor
didn't see
striker
this
custom.
thing.
The striker custom.
Holy shit.
Yeah. The striker
So-
custom is a striker with a Gundam head.
I was gonna say it's arm rifle.
Yeah,
fucking
it's
Papa Chub.
it's
Dude, it's fucking huge. Look at
it
this
is.
thing.
That's a 550.
That's like
That-
I wouldn't say it's double Zeta level, but it's getting kind of close.
Wait, what?
It really
What is it?
The full
Oh,
armor
and it
striker
has-
custom.
It has an AI system called Demon Blade.
Oh, gross. Extra edgy. Stop. Stop it right now.
All the edge.
Go away. Demon Blade AI system.
Oh my.
Inherited from the striker custom. So there's another suit that has.
Well, yeah, so the Striker Kai and the Striker Custom are two different units.
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say
Striker
this is
Custom. The Striker Custom is essentially a striker with a Gundam head.
it's kind of cool though, and it's got the plating a bit more prominent too.
Mhm.
In fact, its legs almost look a little
Chunky.
unicornish
Oh yeah,
with the articulation in the back. Like that's pretty neat.
yeah.
So yeah, the new support boy toy for armor Alex is gonna be good.
Fucking knuckle daggers.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll take
Like,
take
come
that.
on now.
Now, if the Alex can have a double dodge roll.
Okay, no. Here we go. Full armor Alex.
Full armor
Here
Alex
we
can
go.
have one, right? As a support.
Alright.
Come on.
There we
Full
go.
armor Alex
There we
as a
go.
support with a dodge
Going
roll
in
and
with
a
our
melee
fast
combo.
support context.
There
Like,
it
here we
is.
go.
There
This
it
is
we
our
is.
go.
boy right here.
Here we go. So it's going to be 500 support with a
Mhm.
dodge roll with a melee combo
Oh my
and
God.
forced injectors.
Yes,
Fucking
please.
busted. Extra bust.
I will
Literally
well
a
for
yellow
that.
blue.
I will well for that.
The armor's too heavy. You can't dodge roll.
It's too big. You can't do that. Make
Camphor
me
prototype.
mild.
That sounds interesting.
Camphor prototype. I mean, like, we have the camphor. I don't think the camphor prototype would be really necessary.
I mean, it'd be neat
I mean,
though.
it'd be kinda
Maybe
cool
as a
if they just-
secret
would.
suit.
But
I want more
at the
camphor,
it
man. I
would-
want
okay,
camphor cannon,
okay,
something.
So if the prototype camphor did get put into the game, in all honesty, I can see it as a 350.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
350
350,
plus.
400, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's also the idea that I don't think the original prototype was meant to be something that you could just put together wherever. It was a bit more solid in that regard.
Right. It was. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was able to carry like a hyper beam rifle or something like that.
Yeah, some absurd shit.
Yeah,
Absurd,
that's what I'm
like,
looking at right
beam
now.
rifle, because it wasn't made for in colony. Originally, it wasn't built for in colony takeovers. It was just frontlining suit.
Yeah,
That's
just
what
a
it was.
high-end suit.
Yeah.
Raw performance and like ridiculous output.
Chat said, Gustav, what if they added a camphor amazing for you?
I would shit my pants. Kidding me? Like every once in a while I'll get in the camper and give it a shot. And when I do have those good games and need some new pants, okay, I'm good. That's all I wanted. Just a good run.
I could be the Medjin. Let's go.
Oh my
Well,
gosh!
if we're
I just
talking about
looked up
stuff
what
like that,
this
we could
is.
do Gundam Perfect too.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
start talking about like
Yeah.
Wow!
What-
Yes, please. The
I
Comfort
mean, isn't
amazing.
the perfect Gundam pretty much just a glorified full armor Gundam, though? Am
Yeah,
I
it
thinking the right
is.
thing?
except mean and kind of goofy looking. I just like the design of it. Just is so like weird.
But I think the
Like if the OG run would have went longer, I could totally see that being a configuration that they gave it.
here's the thing: in the novelization of Gundam, like the original series, the Gundam was meant to turn into the full.
Full armor, yeah.
It was supposed to get pulled. Like gradually, it would become the full armor. So it would get the cannon, then it would get the double beam rifle, then it would get the
Mhm.
extra armor.
And then the project got canned, at least in universe. They're like,
Yes.
that kind of sucks. Let's not.
Yeah, the
cannon
project
power
got
weapon?
canned because, like, yeah, this is getting too expensive.
Yeah, like in IRL, that's probably what it was.
Mhm.
Funds cannot keep up.
Full armor, Alex, please.
Oh my god. I'm ready. I'm ready for the variants. Like if we're gonna wait a good while to blow our Zeta load, like
Yeah.
let's
Oh, yeah.
really start delving into these side stories and variants.
That would be really cool, though. Like, I mean, you guys are still on the Christmas stuff, right? And not
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah, we're.
Well, I mean, like both at this point,
Both at
right?
this
Like
point,
that
yeah,
and
pretty much,
that and
yeah.
the suit speculation.
So now, Gustav, just out of curiosity, would you rather have the Chobram armor, Alex, or would you rather have the Chobram armor or the full, like either one of the two? Because I don't think we'll have. Like, there's no way we would have both.
I mean, I could see us having both if they actually did it for like say we run out and like my theory about the GBO1 suits being for clan matches is totally wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a couple months in, even if they were doing that, we start to hemorrhage enough ideas. Maybe some get incorporated into actual banners just because they're cool enough to stand on their own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could totally see that being a variant that they have. But if I did have to choose, it would probably be the full as opposed to, because that's pretty hype. I'm
Mhm.
down for that.
I mean, I would love to have the full armor NT1.
The
There-
Chobam armor for
I
me,
mean-
it would have to be shed, right? And
right.
that's
You would
just
have to be
not-
able to purge it when necessary.
It's not really conductive for this kind of game. If we were in versus, then I would say, why didn't they give us that in our own version of versus? because War in the Pocket did air here, like you guys are assholes. Like by Alex.
Well, let me ask you this, guys, since
Hate
you
you
brought up the
guys.
purge armor. It's like something we talked about where they added like something that makes your class more dynamic.
Hmm.
Do you think if you like, well, one, how would armor work? Would you just get explosive reactive armor, or while it's on it, kind of acts like a shield that you could that would either go away after you take enough damage, or you could purge freely, and it essentially makes you the standard Alex at that point. Like, how do you think it would just be like represented by a skill?
Ideally, I would say both, but I
Yeah.
think they would probably have it just be a buffer. It would have its own set health, and then it would just purge after a certain amount of punishments taken. I think it would be a defense buff as opposed to just a raw shield, because people would be kind of pissed off they had to like mash through something that's a giant shield over your entire body,
That yeah.
as opposed to like the GPO2 and the what is it, the you guys, the other striker with the big shield, I forget what it's called.
The
You
guard
mean
custom?
the guard
Yeah,
custom?
guard custom.
Yeah.
Like those are frustrating enough in that regard.
Oh
But
gosh.
having
yeah.
that
Just
all
wait
over
for
your
the
body,
dual.
like fuck off.
Well, and then imagine the dual hand having the heat lance and the
Oh
guard
my
shield.
god.
I mean, is it slow actually? Like I haven't seen the.
As far as I
Alex.
know, it was. Oh wait, what the
The full armor for the Alex.
full armor Alex?
Well, I mean, what you guys were
possibly
talking
slow?
about with the like purging armor or whatever. Like,
Well, it would definitely increase in speed after it
Oh, yeah.
purges it.
well, yeah, but
But
I mean, like, is it a slow suit normally or?
I would say probably as fast as the normal. Probably.
Okay, well, I was gonna say if it actually acted as like a shield kind of armor thing, then, yeah, that could be viable only if it's like slow during it. But if it's actually fast, then it could just be like a mode, and then if it purges it though, then then it just destroys like if it was a shield though. Like that would be the animation. It just kind of explodes.
I guess the other question would be, would you get it once per life or once per game?
Oh
I would
gosh,
probably say
that's
once. I'd probably say once per life, maybe. Just because how
Probably.
everything works, but
Yeah.
maybe they would
Well-
set a precedent for that.
that would also depend on how they're making it. Because if they're, oh gosh,
Because if it did give you like a speed buff and all that stuff after you got it off, then like yeah, it would probably have to be once per life. If there were actually like some trade-offs for
Yeah.
each mode like that. Because
Well, I mean,
otherwise
you
people
could
would
s-
just like favor one, like yeet it at the beginning, and it would just be this either faster Alex or just have different stats that would be more preferable depending.
I mean, they would just give it low HP, right? Just to kind of make up for it. I mean,
Probably.
it's just like the GPO2. If you ignore the shield and attack GPO2, that thing dies instantly. It'd probably have some of the same play out, I would think.
Well, I think if we're talking about the armor not being an active shield as opposed to just like a defense buff, you'd
Mhm.
still be taking damage in that mode. And then now you have to deal with getting hit even harder. It's like, well, I hope you have enough health after you shed it.
Right, and that's the trade-off, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I will say on a side note though, anything full armor, yes please. I love full armor stuff. Like
Yeah.
anything that says full armor and then you see that, like I was just looking at some gunpla and stuff. Like,
So the
like,
interesting thing
full
with that
armor
would
unicorn.
be like, would you prefer it to actually switch types when it's shed? You want to talk about like extra variant and like extra
Oh
dynamic?
gosh, I don't even know if they could even properly script that. Like that means
Probably
you would
not.
have because you're layering a unit technically.
Yeah.
I mean
So
that's
you're
probably something
layering
they can't do.
layering 2 units into one. So how would that even work though?
Well, that's what
Because
I'm saying.
then you would have to put in like 2 separate codes, one being the general and one being the support, but then you got to figure out how to overlap them. So how would that?
I mean, there's probably a way to do it, but also at the same time, I don't think
We have
that'd
no
be something they're gonna
precedent for it
do.
again, but like, yeah. That's why I think the
And then if that's
The
going to
Chobam
be
armor probably wouldn't happen just because of so many factors like that, unless they really did stick it to just be like that, and the armor was just part of the aesthetic, right?
Mhm.
But the full armor by itself would just be its own thing.
I mean, the
I don't
armor
think it
could
would
be a
actually.
thing, and you just hit the touch, and it purges it. And then
Mm.
I mean, as far as what I'm trying to think of is what mechanics they've already got in the game to make it work. And I mean, they could just, when you purge it, it just kind of explodes and disappears, like if it was a shield that exploded and
Right.
disappeared.
Or like a
So
Skirei.
I don't know if that's how the like that's how it works, or yeah,
Because
something like that.
what does the Skirei's damage count as? Does it have a type designation, or is it just neutral?
No, vehicles are neutral.
Yeah, so I mean,
So I
yeah,
guess you
that
could
would
do
kind
it
of
like
work.
that,
And then you have
and then
iframes.
just set it to the actual typing that you want instead.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. That'd be kind of interesting. I was just thinking about like when you like purge it, if it like gave you iframes or whatever, and then it just kind of shed, and then you're like, okay, let's go.
Well, that
It
too,
could
that'd
just
be
be
kind of neat.
representative
So
of
that
high
you.
defensive stats, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's
Also,
the
as a
thing.
thing, kind of like how the Hakushiki,
I
if it
mean, you
came out, would
could.
just have really
I
high
know this might
defense.
sound weird, but you could make, I don't know, the full armor Alex like a general, and if it's able to purge its armor, maybe it would, get a speed boost.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the trade off? Would it just have less HP naturally? Like, how's it different
I
from
think
normal
I
Alex?
think you would have to make it have less HP.
Yeah,
Balance it.
less
Or
defense.
higher cost, maybe. But
I mean, having
I mean, if
a
it is a general,
500. Well,
That would be neat because we do have a precedent for that now. We have a couple like supportish generals as it
right.
is.
yeah. So I mean, if it was a general, then like what I'm kind of looking at is like the full armor and the full armor type B situation. Like essentially, that would kind of be the thing.
Right.
Back,
And
back
we
to
have
back
that
to
as a
that.
setup too.
Like
Because I'm on the type B in practice right now.
yeah. So
So
like
yeah,
that's kind of my thing with that. So I mean, of course, we're gonna run into this a lot because
it's gonna be a
depending on
lot
the
of
cost.
overlap.
Yeah. So I just feel like this is going to be another situation where if the full armor Alex is indeed better than the Alex, then it's like, well, rip, but it's probably going to be 50 cost higher as its base cost.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of back to the full armor and the full armor type B. Like I still feel
And
like the full armor type B is better in every way. The full armor.
and back to getting the level 3 Alex. Oh my god.
There we go.
Yep.
The easier
one hot
thing to
take
do would
from chat-
definitely be that. But like I hope
Kind
that
of,
they do get into the variants a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
One kind of hot take from chat. We kind of go into the more dynamic style of armor purging, but maybe you gain like maneuver armor and explosive reactive with the armor on, but you maybe have like one or no dodge rolls, and then once you purge your armor, you're just a normal Alex.
That's fair.
I guess that
So
would
you
make
just take
sense.
shots.
Yeah, because the Chobram armor, full armor, would be able to take all the hits and probably just walk right through them. But you also have to think about this as weight distribution as well. Even
Right.
though in the game it doesn't talk about weight, but in theory you would probably think that. You're losing weight, so therefore you're going faster. It's kind of like how the GBO2, like once it loses its shield, it's
full exam mode.
fast. Yeah, it's completely really fast. Like that thing's, oh my gosh. Yeah, don't aim for the GBO2 shield too much. If you break it, it'll go fast.
Yeah, figuratively and literally. It'll go very fast and die very fast. I will say though, I had one match where I actually lost the shield and was alive long enough to be able to repair. And you're a Scooty boy. Like, you're real fast.
Pretty much though, as far as like the new suit, what I want to see, another high cost support, and as a shadow suit, let's go with 200 Ray.
Is this for New Year's or
This is
just like
this is
the
just
next
Just
next
the next
week.
one.
Pretty much this is my every week from now on. 200 cost raid, high cost support. Let's go. Every
I mean,
week.
I would-
That's my hope.
In all honesty, I wouldn't mind having another high cost support.
The no more
And ground
initiative.
support.
A ground support, yeah.
Just saying.
Ground only support.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be ground only. It just has to be ground viable. Because the GPO4 stuff.
Not
Yeah.
happy about that.
Yeah. That
Not a fan of
I
the
mean,
04.
I mean, the 04 cool is its own thing, cool whatever. But the thing is, it was a high cost support that was just space.
in all honesty, they should have been able to to make it discharge it or purge the. Should have been able to purge the fuel thrusters.
I mean, is
Mhm.
there a
If it
ground
lands
type?
on Earth. Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
okay,
technically,
yeah,
you
that's
can
what-
walk on ground.
It was slated to be. They did it for the Tetris.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, that's what I just read in chat.
yeah. So the GPO4 Gibera was supposed to be what the Gibera Tetra turned into. I mean, it was supposed to be able to do multi-purpose things. It's supposed to be on the ground and in space. I think even lore-wise, it was supposed to be better in space anyway.
Yeah. So it would have had
Um,
preference regardless, but like
Right.
less standard weapons, it would have had the big rifle and the small one, but then they had to use standardized stuff that they already had.
I mean,
'cause
if we
they
get
cobbled it together.
a ground type of it, okay, I'll take it. I'll roll on that.
Like just a separate
like,
version.
I'm kind of wanting to save all my tokens now, so I'm just like, please no. Actually, now that I think about what I just said, because all my tokens are going to disappear, because I
Mhm.
decided to actually.
Your wallet can make up the difference, though.
The
No, it
holiday
can't.
event is gonna
Um,
make them disappear regardless.
But
Like
like,
you're not gonna make it through this month.
oh well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to
Or
save for the
something.
holiday event, but because I actually just spent that $20 I won on the PlayStation Store
Mhm.
on some Black Friday games, and I wish I got God of War, by the way, now, and Persona 5. So that's kind of cool.
Mm,
So
nice.
I might try to get to those sometime. But yeah, like, so now I don't have that, so I'm just like, well, crap. I've messed up.
Reaper over here,
What?
give us Atlas as support.
That'd be fun.
How
I
would
just
the
want
Atlas
banana
work?
shoes.
Just
Like,
a
I mean, like, would
Scooty
you-
support, boy.
Would
That
you
has a
like
flight mode for shits.
like what the heck was the banana shoes for? Wasn't it for ocean ocean or like water warfare?
I
I
think
mean,
it
it
was
also
for water and
re-enter. Didn't
snow.
it re-enter, or like it was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
close to orbit, and it was
Yeah.
just doing like aerial stuff. It's just like its own skiff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's stupid that it's attached to it, like it's integrated like that. It just drags it down when it's in the water.
it's just weird.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah. Any other thoughts about New Year's or what tomorrow's suit's gonna be?
Give me everything. Tomorrow's suit, Atlas Gundam.
Full armor Alex, let's do this.
Much as
I
I
mean-
regret saying it, full like high cost support, low cost raid. For real though, low cost raid. Give me the 200 raid, man. Like, give everybody a 200 raid. Like,
Anything at this point. In fact, you know
it
what?
needs-
Just put it in our inventory when we launch.
Don't Zaku, man.
Don't Zaku, yes. Just pure melee.
Hey, we have.
I mean,
silver
like,
suits
hey,
that
we got
fight
the-
like that.
We have the Zaku Flipper, our scope dog. I
Yeah,
mean,
scope
like,
dog.
as a
And the
melee combo
recon.
controller. Yeah. Well, I
Pretty
mean,
I mean, they have
the-
the same
the
pattern,
Zaku-
but yeah, the combo
right,
controller.
the combo controller on the Zaku Flipper. I mean, just throw it on Do and Zaku.
Start yeeting rocks at people.
No, that'd be its
Okay.
ranged.
Yeah,
Just like starts walking, picks up a rock, just chucks it. Does like stun, like
5,000
stun.
damage and instant knockdown.
It goes up, waits for it to stand up, punch, knuckle, or like down swing. Oh my gosh.
If only.
But yeah, but we could go ahead and start doing some shout outs if we want to do that.
Okay.
So,
Oh, Mecha Nerd's like Doll Mel.
and
Oh,
let me
check out
go-
this. Yeah, he calls the Dommel out every time someone's like new suit.
Doll Mel.
Donald.
there you
I
go.
think my connection is being shaky though. Did I sound robotic at all?
Yeah, you just went robot for there for a second.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can believe it.
But yeah, if
Because
we want to
my
go,
Twitch was dropping frames too. But go ahead.
but yeah, if we want to go and do shout outs, do you want to go and go first?
Oh, sure. Closing time.
Yeah, well, unless you got any other thoughts or anything.
No. The only thing that really came up was somebody in chat asked what our favorite non-Gundam mobile suits were.
There's a
Hmm.
lot.
There's a
By
lot of
that, he
them.
means,
I feel like most
not
of them.
Zeta Gundam, but like
Oh.
the Dommel or something.
The Doll Mel.
Like, okay, so like not wait.
Not a Gundam, like
Not
the
a Gundam.
Not a
barrage
Gundam
is
type.
not a
Okay,
Gundam.
okay,
That's my
got it,
favorite
got it.
non-Gundam.
I
Which
was-
Universal
yeah,
Century is very good at.
Let's see.
That's still hard for me.
Mine's is the Cubile. Easy
That's a good one.
Cubile.
Gosh. See, I want to say the Nightingale, but like at the same time,
Yeah,
man,
I'm gonna have to go with the barrage
I don't know.
or
I
the
think
Zaku cannon at this point. Thanks to this game.
Nightingale, all the way.
Nightingale's
Fortress
pretty
for its
legit.
children. Got them nice Alpha Zero-sized funnels on the shoulders. Oh yeah.
Hey, if you want to cheat a little bit, you can just go with the G line set.
G-line. That's what I like. I like
G
G-line.
line full custom one.
Oh my gosh, that thing's gonna be a raid. I can just tell you that right now. That
It
thing's
looks
gonna
like
be a
something out of
raid.
Virtual On, but with extra bulk. It's
That'd be
so
nice.
crazy.
Yeah. That thing's gonna be a raid.
Wait,
Just
what
you
is this?
watch.
Line full custom. I don't know. I
Mhm.
mean,
Beam cannon,
I see
twin
some-
beam spears,
okay, never
Twin
heavy
mind.
beam
rifle,
spears.
shield anchor, and a shotgun.
Shield anchor and a shock. That screams raid.
That screams like Enhanced Tackle 4.
Shield
You know what?
tackle
I'm
with
calling
a
it. I'm calling it. It's
more.
gonna be a support.
It's gonna be a raid. I swear,
Okay.
if it's not a raid, I'm gonna be
If
mad.
it's a support, I'm gonna laugh. That's just why I have to say I'm calling it as a support
Gross.
because we don't have a G line support yet. So I'm just like,
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, but
that's-
the G-line raid. Come on. And honestly, the G-line standard should have been a.
I would say we
type.
already have 2 G line raids too.
Make them all raids.
It's just how the line is. Standard was the black sheep of the group.
I mean, what? I mean, like it's kind of like the Ifrits. I mean, the normal Ifrits a general, but all the other Ifrits are raids.
Just angry ass Ifrit line.
but yeah. Anything else?
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do some shout outs. Wrap it up. Yeah, Emblem, you want to go first?
Sure. I am GamingEmblem. I am currently playing Mobile Suit Gundam, SD Gundam G Generation Crossrays on the internet at twitch.tv/GamingEmblem. You can find me at website.com/GamingEmblem. Let's go check out your favorite site and type a Gaming Emblem at the end, and maybe you'll find something. Crossrays is a lot of fun. We've been playing it a lot. And one little note that I want to add that's not about me, but more so about the group that we stream with called the Gundam broadcasting stations, we actually recently added a new member to the GBS, and they're currently on the podcast right now. And from my perspective, he's right above me, but it could
Who's
be
that?
EG Magnum. It could be EG Magnum. And I figured this was as good a time as any to make an announcement for our newest edition. And thank you, Magnum, for wanting to come in. I still think Magnum
for the
just
invite.
wanted a custom character on Cross Rays.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Actually, speaking of that,
Oh, there are perks to this. Awesome.
That's right. I'm already in there. You got to get in there too.
there we go. That's it.
But yeah, that's it for me. Welcome to the team, Magnum.
Woot woot. Okay, who wants to go next? Gustav?
Okay. Well, for me, you can find me at Gustav_13, which is XIII in most places, unless it's Twitter, which is Gustav THE13 over there. Still going on our Octopath Traveler. We are grinding against the edge of the end game stuff right now. Just trying to do a bunch of side quests and get our equipment ready. Besides that, doing Gundam Battle Operation 2 every day. And hopefully, we'll be getting Cross Rays soon. There's just a lot of other stuff I'm looking to play once we get closer to the holidays, so we'll see how that turns out. Who's next?
Maniac?
I guess I'm it. All right. I'm GndmManiac. You can follow me on twitch.tv/GndmManiac. I might be streaming some Cross Rays here and there if I get around to it. That's if my computer decides to not chug really hard when I do it. I'll be streaming mostly Gundam Battle Operation 2. Man, I really slacked off with SRW lately. I really need to get back into that. So really, I got 3 games on my platter right now. That's great.
Fun.
Other than that, I tried to stream whenever I can. It's really no set schedule. Most of the time try to, Tuesday night which is this, and possibly try to do Friday. But I think I tend to get busy with some people Friday night anyway. So it depends. So yeah. No set schedule. Everything's to be announced, I guess.
DBD.
Yep.
Cool. Anyway, as always, all the information, if you're watching this on YouTube, will be posted down in the description below. But also, yeah, GBS. Hype.
Woo!
That's also down on the Twitch channel. I went ahead and post the info there too. But I'm EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch, do the YouTubes, try to do the tweets every now and then. Mostly just post when I go live on it. Got a Discord. Come hang out and chat. If you see me in a channel, feel free to hop in. But as far as what I'm playing, Monster Hunter World right now. Try to finish that before the Iceborne release for PC. Will be in January. So I've got a month, but my other game, Path of Exile, is starting its new league on the 13th. Interestingly enough, which I'm going to see what kind of plans I can make for it as far as how many all-nighters and how much no-lifing I want to do. They are having a race. So I'll be trying to do that. And there is lots of money on the line. Up to $30,000 for that one. So I'm going to be trying to at least grab some of that money. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
No pressure.
Yeah, and then also at the same time, it's like on the pretty much the hardest mode and everything. And the main prize is going to be going for the final boss of the new in-game that they just came out with, or that they're coming out with. And that's like 8,000 if you're the first one to beat the new final boss of the game. And it's oh, and you have to do it not only just beating the final boss, but you got to beat him on hard mode that you have to specifically cause to happen. So a lot of RNG, and then also doing it on hard mode, and then it's hardcore. So if you die, you got to start over from scratch. So yeah, that'll be crazy. I can't wait to see people die, and I hope I'm not one of them. But yeah. Other than that, GBO2 stuff, I'll be doing dailies pretty much every day at the very least, as always. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what's going on. So as this month anyway. This week, by the way, I will probably not be on much at all this week until next Tuesday, when we're doing this again. Is pretty much the only scheduled thing I have, other than that, playing it by ear, because actual Christmas things going on. I'm
Right.
getting all of it done. Thanksgiving and Christmas is all this week for me. But yeah. So anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Leave us a comment down below for what you'd like to hear us talk about. But anyway, guys, it's gonna be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Later.